People that just get by are selfish. You're selfish because you're always talking about yourself.
I remember when I was making 30 grand. When I tried to go from 30 to 100, I just ended up with all the same problems. I want a car when I'm 15 years old. Why wasn't I thinking about a car dealership or building a car? Like, why do we think so small?
You're so clear on your dream, you're so clear on your vision, and nothing is going to get in the way. It doesn't matter if you're, you hurt people's feelings or if...
well, I'm not trying to.
Right.
Like when you say that, though, I'm like, man, do people think I'm trying to hurt their feelings?
No, I know you're not trying to. You got a good heart, and you want to...
Nor am I trying to, like the whole hustle and the grind thing, and I'm not trying to hustle. I'm not trying to grind. I'm not thinking about, I got to go into freaking beast mode now. Like, this is how I operate.
Yeah.
This isn't, for me, this isn't an Instagram post. It's not like, hey, look at, I'm in beast mode or I got to grind. Somebody said yesterday, they said, man, you're the most positive person that I know. And I'm like, dude, really, I'm not really. I'm not really a very positive person. But I don't think good things just happen. I think for me to ever, have a good outcome, I've just had to work really hard, Like, I don't get on the front of a magazine easily.
Right.
I'm going to have to work at that, man.
Yeah. Hey, I work at it too.
I know you do. But it's kind of like Elena, right? Elena's got this magic, my wife. She's got this, they just go differently for her. Me, I got to I have to push.
Have you ever thought about just taking a step back and letting things come to you?
Yeah, I have.
What happens when you try to just
I try for about 28 minutes.
And what happens?
And then I get terrified, man.
Really?
I'm like, dude, you got to get back in the game. It's like LeBron. Why does this guy wait until he's down?
Yeah.
Just
get ahead.
Right. And so my life has kind of felt like it's always been hard, man. Everything's been hard.
Really?
Baseball player as a kid, sales guy, hated sales. Deals are hard. I have to push them through.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you think would make them easy for you? What would you need to do to change it up?
I don't know. I don't know that I don't even know if I'm willing to let the concept in because, I got this thing kind of working now.
Do you feel like you enjoy that it's hard then? Like if it's not hard, then you're not actually doing something meaningful to you?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. But I'm just really hard on myself. Like, somebody said, man, you're hard on people. I said, dude, I'm hard on me.
Why are you so hard on yourself? You're so successful and you've achieved so much.
Because I believe in my potential. This isn't a positive attitude thing. I believe in my potential. I'm probably one of the most honest people I know.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And I just can't fake it. Like they say, fake it till you make it. I've never been able to do that. Like that's not even like, dude, why fake it till you make it? Why don't you just make it? Why take the extra step of faking it? Like become somebody, learn a skill. And so I just can't, when I'm around somebody that's ripping people off, which is a tremendous amount of that, like a lot of copying. Somebody said copying is the highest form of flattery. I'm like, no, dude, it's thievery. It's stealing. That's what it is, So I just believe in my potential. And I don't know whether it was because I'm a twin, identical twin, and I could see his potential. I mean, imagine my whole life, ever since I've been however small, right? Just a micro, like a little tiny cell, I have been reflecting off of another cell. And maybe I could, because I could always see my identical twins, my brother Gary's. I could always see his potential. I'm like, my God, dude, the power this dude's got is amazing.
Wow.
And I remember being like 4 or 5 years old, maybe 3. Maybe it was like baby young, right? And 3 or 4 years old. And I had the power for like 3 years, and then he got it. And I realized I didn't have it anymore. I'm like, damn, he just got this thing, dude. Whatever that thing is, right? So I referred to it as potential. What is my potential? It's always intrigued me.
What is your potential?
I don't know, man, but it's more than I'm doing. So that's why I'm hard on myself, because I'm honest about my potential. I know I can do more.
What if you reach your potential? Would you say, well, I know I could do more?
Probably. Probably. I think that's the spiritual genius of whatever this, unbeknownst, unidentifiable power in this universe is that like, And I'm a very spiritual person, actually. Most people don't see that in me because they see all this, this thing that I put on. And but maybe that's what's really intrigued me. It's not money. It's not, how can I get a bigger jet? I mean, I like all that stuff, but it's never been, I'm going to write a book and it's going to be a bestseller. It's been about this unidentifiable potential that drives me, this interest in how much could I do. And then I see guys like Elon Musk saying, hey, let's go to Mars, man, or Henry Ford saying, let's make cars when everybody was satisfied with horses. I see the stuff you do, man. I get inspired. You're on the front cover of a magazine, bro. I'm like, damn, why am I not on the front cover? And it's not a competitive thing with me, right? It's you inspire my potential, right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I think of Elon Musk, I feel like I'm doing nothing.
Well, dude, let's be honest.
What am I doing? This guy's creating jets
we're ants.
Hyperloops or whatever he's doing, like all this other stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. I just think the more I get to hang out with you, I really appreciate you. And I'm not trying to create a love fest here.
Yeah.
But I think that so many people don't understand you.
Yeah. And I've done a terrible job, dude. I've done a terrible job.
Because you're one way online. Essentially, you kind of put out this persona that's very aggressive, I would say.
Well, look, when I start riffing into a piece of data, right? So when I start saying the middle class, for instance, the middle class is doomed, and that there is none, and that it's a lie, my position is so strong that because it's not like I'm trying to shove anything down anybody's throat. I just know this is true, man. I'm trying to convince people, and I do it terribly, right? So. When I started my first career was sales. So I was
selling cars originally.
I was selling cars.
Yeah.
I sold furniture. I was 17 years old when I sold clothes and furniture, and fucking hated it, dude. Mm-hmm. There's nothing about sales that I liked. Okay, I didn't like talking to people. Didn't like meeting people. Didn't like get on common ground. And I'm sitting there thinking all the time. Well, and because they teach you all this stuff in sales, first impression's the most important. I'm like, well, then I'm fucked. Because I make a bad first impression almost every time. Yeah. So I didn't believe that. I said, that can't be true. Because I was still selling some of these people. My wife, she wouldn't go out with me for 13 months. Mm-hmm. So I observe things that I don't think are true. Right? I have this ability to observe things that just aren't true. Like people buy from people they like. I'm like, dude, people buy from me. I bought stuff from people I don't like.
Why did you buy from them?
Just to get it done.
Yeah.
People buy from people they like. The longer you spend with somebody, the better off they are. I'm like, I'm not. The longer you spend with me, the less it's going to get worse. Not
you want to sell them now.
Well, no, I'm just saying I don't want to take 5 hours getting there. When I go to buy something, I want to buy it. I do not want to I don't want to meet you. That's not my deal. But this was what was in all these books, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, this can't be true. That this is not, it wasn't true to me, right? So anyway, I got great at sales my way. And then I went out to tell car dealers they were doing it wrong. And that's what I did wrong. Yeah. I said, you guys are doing it wrong. And they're like, dude, we make billions of dollars.
Right.
We're not going to change this. And I kept telling them, you're wrong. You're wrong. Well, I was early on the cycle. And this was before Lexus and before the internet and before data and before TrueCar. And I was going around the country telling car dealers, very, very difficult audience to call them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Not like your group the other night.
Right.
These are highly egotistical, A-type personalities, rich on top of all that. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you guys are doing it wrong, man. And they wouldn't listen to me, right? So the point of that is that I tend to say it wrong. I don't say things like you're very easy to listen to, Like when I'm around you, I'm like, dude, I need to be more like Lewis Howes. I've told Elena that 3 or 4 times. I'm like, I need to learn from Lewis. I got to figure out how to gently come in rather than just fucking crashing down the door. The door was open,
right?
And I still go blowing it like Glocking. Let's go.
Yeah. But you're getting results, and it's been effective with your approach. So I think, I think I can learn from you on certain approaches. Yeah. You can learn from whoever, and I'll learn from different people. But what you're doing has worked for you to get specific results. Results don't lie. Yeah. You've been effective at getting results.
Yeah.
Now, I think there's always something we can learn, though.
Yeah. But going, if I went back, right, I'm like, dude, there were so many mistakes I made,
What were the biggest?
Well, that was one. Just presenting it wrong. I was presenting what? What? Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. Not going big enough was definitely.
Early on, you mean?
Yeah.
In terms of what? Not going big enough where?
Well, I shouldn't. I picked the wrong career to start with.
Oh, with cars?
Definitely. You know, the pool wasn't big enough, you know, and it was way, way, way beyond. When I have customers telling me, dude, what are you doing this for? You know, but I was good at it. Okay. I mean, I got great at it, even though I hated it.
But I think also you have to become like great at one specific niche and master that thing. And that was just the vehicle.
Yeah.
I guess no pun intended to get to where you're at.
Yeah. But look, I mean, you know, people should pick the right vehicle. You want to pick something, looking back, I want to pick something that's got a lot of scale to it.
What could it have been? Real estate early on, or? Could
have been real estate, could have been Wall Street, could have been recruiting people. Like if I was looking for a job today, I'd go into recruiting. Okay, that's a huge problem.
Yeah.
I'd look at recruiting. I'd look at, I'd probably, if I died today and could reincarnate tomorrow, I'd come back as a hedge fund guy. Because I do want to make a lot of money. And that's one thing that I've done a decent job of making clear.
Yeah.
Every time I talk to you, how can we make some money, man? Come on, let's make some money. You know. And the reason why I like the money thing is because, and the more I do it, the more I realize, dude, this bugs people bad.
It does.
It bugs people.
Growing up, I know you were the same way. No one liked to talk about it.
Dude, don't talk about it.
We didn't have a lot of money, and it was always like, it was this taboo thing. Talk about how much. Who would talk about how much they make? Like,
dude, taboo.
Yeah, you couldn't do that.
And the people that wouldn't talk about it were the people that don't tell anybody what you make. Don't tell anybody, you know, what you paid for the house. Don't tell anybody anything. And I'm like, dude, look around, man. You guys got money problems. All these people giving this advice don't have any money. Don't talk about God. Don't talk about money. Don't talk about politics. Don't sell your friends. Don't talk to strangers. And I'm like, shit, I can't talk about anything to anyone. Right? And then you wonder why people can't talk to anybody and why they hate sales. They hate sales because you were told as a kid not to communicate to anyone about anything. So
and I love this, what you said at the dinner. You said you teach your kids to talk to strangers.
Yeah.
Because they've got your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? They've got something you're going to want.
They have opportunity. They have they have doors. So, you know, there's so much conflicting data, right? Like, don't talk to strangers, but it's not what you know, it's who you know. I'm like, how am I going to meet these people if I don't talk to them?
Right.
So, you know, look, a lot of this, and this goes back to this middle class concept. It's just the middle class is fucked because the data's wrong. Okay, the data, the information is so wrong for today, for where we're at in the 21st century in the year 2017. The data, save your money, completely outdated concept. You know,
what should people be doing with their money?
They shouldn't be saving it. They should be using it. Money is to be used. You know, the saving thing. The middle class has basically built hundreds of millions of people in America that are either worried about money or a miser. They're constantly worried, fearful of it. They get a little bit, they're worried about it. And then, I mean, how many people do you know that turned into misers? The rich uncle that died with a couple $1 million and nobody knew it because he would never go to Starbucks.
Right.
Look at how successful the Millionaire Next Door book was, because it basically said, look, the millionaires are the people that don't spend any money.
Yeah.
They buy the used truck that they didn't
car
want.
is 20 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they don't go to Starbucks because that's $4. And if you don't go to Starbucks, you know, for the next 30 years, $4 a day for 30 years, $80,000.
Right.
You live in Los Angeles, man, $80,000, you're still broke. So, you know, the data, the information today needs to be, you know, the thing about knowledge is power. And that's why I loved your audience the other night so much, because, you know, they want the right knowledge, not any knowledge.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening online, you'll go for any knowledge. All knowledge is not created equal. Some of it's garbage, okay? And that garbage can hold you down. And so I think your question was, what would I do if I came back? Man, I want to come back with the right data, number one. I want to come back with the right information that says, bro, go get rich. Like, what if that was the battle cry from the beginning? Go find a vehicle that will make you super rich so you could actually make a super difference, because you're not doing it without money. Elon Musk, he's got that option. He's got influence and he's got money.
Yeah. And
he's got courage. Like that's a triple threat right there. You know?
Yeah. What would you say to the people that you know, they don't want to get as rich, they don't want to work as hard?
You have the wrong data. You are under the spell. You're in a long-term meditation that somebody put on you. you're under a spell of money won't make you happy. No, dude, you're not happy now. Money buys groceries. Okay, money takes care of medical bills. I mean, this idea, this is the number one thing I hear from people. Well, I don't need to be rich. Dude, you don't even know what you're talking about. You do need to be rich. Poor people are selfish. People that just get by are selfish. You're selfish because you're always talking about yourself. Listen to what the guy says. I said, man, you need to get rich, man. No, I don't need to get rich. Dude, you're talking you. But what about your church? What about the community? Okay. What about all the little kids you could help, dude?
Family.
What about people in Africa? What about all the water problems you talk about? Okay. So rich people can literally change the world. Poor people cannot do that. Okay, because they're too consumed with their own 24 inches around them.
Their own
I need
world.
to eat, dude. I need to eat. Now, I learned this when I was in an unemployment line when I was 23 years old. I was in the unemployment line. My uncle says, son, what are you doing? I said, oh, man, I was so ashamed. I was like 6 back from the counter getting ready to get my first check. And he drove up. He's like, what are you doing here? My Uncle Vincent, my good uncle. And I said, well, man, I'm getting a check, man. I'm getting a check. He's like, dude, you didn't go to college to be in an unemployment line. Let's go sell some cars. I'm going to get you a job selling cars. I said, dude, I didn't go to college to sell cars. He says, you didn't go to college to be in this line either. He got me out of that line.
You didn't get the check.
Never got that check.
Wow.
And I'm so glad I didn't get it. And then I went and took a job that I hated. And hated it, dude. I hated it for 2 years until I quit fighting it. And I said, I'm going to get good at this job, and then I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave a job I hate. One of the best things I've ever done in my whole life was learn to get great at something you hate.
Why?
Because if you can't do the things you hate, dude, every day you and I are required to do something we hate. That wall right there, the School of Greatness wall, that wall is full of people that did. That's when I see them, I'm like, I wonder how many things they didn't want to do.
To get them where they're at, though.
Exactly. I do things every single day I don't want to do.
What's the best way people can get rich? And what does rich mean? How much is rich?
I'm talking about money now. I'm just talking about money.
Yes.
We're not talking about spiritual freedom.
No, just financially.
Because, look, if you get a bunch of money and you're still, you still don't
miserable
know.
inside, then it doesn't matter as much.
But I'd still rather be rich.
It helps.
By the way, let me just say this.
Absolutely.
Okay? Let's make it clear.
No.
If I'm going to be miserable, I want some money to go with
exactly.
it.
To at least get rid of some problems.
Yeah.
You're not going to get rid of the inner problem.
No. And it's going to probably be worse. It's probably going to be magnified. If you're on a Global 6000 and you got to fly 15 hours and you freaking hate yourself, I mean, it's going to be miserable. Real bad. But, dude, that's better than being in a middle seat on aisle 37.
That's true.
So at least give yourself the choice, right?
Yeah.
So,
what does it
rich?
mean to be rich? How much are we talking about? Because
just money. If we're talking about money,
yeah.
I mean, I think you probably need 20.
20 million, then you're rich.
You need 20 million. You probably need 20. Now the problem with this, okay, this is where everybody hates the podcast now. See, the problem is nobody wants to confront the real magnitude of the mathematics. And that's why people are that's ridiculous shit. No, what you're saying is you can't imagine how to get to 20 million. See, I wish somebody had told me this in accounting. I went to accounting I spent 5 years getting an accounting degree. I only went there for one reason. I thought they were going to teach me how to account. I thought it was a freaking money course. Okay?
No.
I'm thinking in the 5th year, dude, it took me 5 years to get out of this course. I'm thinking this year they're going to teach me about the money. There's nothing about money. And the only reason I went to that course was to figure out, dude, how do you make money? How do you keep money? How do you multiply money? The basic money class. So, if you just do the math, a guy's like, oh man, 80 grand, I'm good. 80 grand. Another guy's like 100 grand and I'm good. They haven't done the math. Another person says, if I just have $1 million, I'm good. But you haven't done the math, the actual math. How much money is that really? 100 grand in Los Angeles. 13,000 goes to the state. You have $87,000. Okay, half that goes to the federal government. You're at $42,500. I've done the math.
Yeah.
Okay, you're at $42,500. You go to Whole Foods once a week just to take care of your little baby girl and your wife. You're broke. Okay, so you're broke. You're broke. Okay, and we hadn't handled the health care issue.
Right.
Trump care, Obama care. You don't care if you don't get your money right. I mean, that's the facts.
Yeah.
So most people have never done the math. There is no school on it. There's no class on it. Why not?
Is that?
Why, man?
So frustrating.
But do you know how many people the middle class support? How many bad, awful groups?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just think about it, man. Like if the middle class, if 215 million people in America knew the truth, and they weren't sitting there saying, "But look at my 2 cars. Look at my 2 little girls, and I got dresses for them. And look at people in Ethiopia. They're starving. You went over to Africa. You know, compare their situation to our middle class. Everybody here is rich, including the guy on the street corner that's a panhandler.
Absolutely.
Right? So why is the freaking killer question? Why have so many people been put under the spell of the middle class? That is who determines who's the president of a country.
Right.
Look what happened in this last election. Okay, that middle class is starting to get a little edgy right now. They're starting to be like, "Dad, I hadn't had a good job. I hadn't had a freaking pay raise. You keep talking about unemployment going down. Where's my money?" Okay, I don't get anything at the bank. I earn 0.5% at the bank. So your mom, my mom, I watched my mom earn 12% at the bank. She earned 1% a month on her money. So the battle cry back then was save your money because you could earn something.
Right.
Save your money today. What do you get?
Nothing.
Nothing.
You lose
dude.
money.
You lose money. Okay.
Yeah.
So
inflation is. Yeah.
Don't take a risk. Don't take a chance. Diversify. Why would I diversify? Why rich people do not diversify? Okay, the wealthiest people on this planet, when they went into trains, they went all in on the trains. When Henry Ford went into cars, he didn't diversify. He went all in on cars. Elon Musk, he's going all in on solar. Right? That's how you make hits. But the middle class is taught what? Put a little here. Put a little here, put a little here, put a little here. Put 27 different things out there. Why? Who benefits from 27 investments?
Those people.
Wall Street.
Yeah.
Okay? Start early. Start early. Start early. Okay? Get a Keogh account. Get an IRA. Who benefits? Freaking Wall Street, dude. All that money gets pushed over there for 30 years. So
where do you put your your money then? Personally?
Well, let me just say this.
Yeah.
If they offer it to you, okay, it's like insurance in Vegas at a blackjack table. You know, when they got an ace up and they're like, "You want insurance, dude?" If they offer it to you in Vegas, this is what my mama told me. She's like, "If they offer it to you, don't take it." So if Wall Street offers something to you, it's probably not good for you. So where do I put my money? I put my money, number 1, where I have total control. Number 2, where it is indestructible. Like the investment has to be indestructible. So I'm indestructible. Right, I can invest in me, and I'm in control of that investment. That's the first that I would tell everybody. Like, don't even invest. Don't even think about a financial investment until you have $100,000 set aside. And until then, you got 5, you got 10, you got 22, you got 50. Just keep reinvesting that money in yourself, courses, classes, whatever. And until you're taking the action necessary, the money will show up at the bank. If you keep investing in you, the vehicle. And then the second thing is where the money goes, okay, the money's got to go into something indestructible. No technology can wipe it out. And it needs to be very simple for me. Like so simple that I can explain in one sentence.
So what's that?
Well, it's not Bitcoin. Because I can't get my head wrapped around the cryptocurrency, and most people can't explain it to me.
But you're receiving payments from Bitcoin.
I will take your crypto.
Yeah.
I'll take it, but I'm not going to invest in it.
Yeah.
I'll take anything, dude. I'll take your donkey.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So my office feels differently about that. But because we had this phone call like, "Hey, will you take 50,000 in Bitcoin?" And Sherry was like, "No." Jared's like, "No." I'm like, "Hey, dude, take that money, son. Okay, take that freaking
if
exchange.
It's that or
whatever,
nothing.
Man, dude, take it, man. Don't tell people no. Figure out how to make it all right to say yes to it." So, what was your question? You said
so what are you putting it in then?
Yeah, I mean, I load up. Everybody knows I'm loading up in real estate. You know, I buy apartment buildings. And so the simple thing is I buy a place where somebody has to live. They rent it from me, and they're going to rent it from me for years, and that's going to pay down the debt on that place. I don't own homes. I don't buy houses. I buy rental property that people have to live in. They want to live in because they're great properties. They're really nice properties. And it's affordable living. It's not this $5,000 a month, stuff that you live in.
Right.
It's affordable, $1,100 a month. Great neighborhoods, great properties, safe environments. We go in and improve them, fix them up. Happy living, take care of people. We don't abuse anybody. I don't do any government programs.
Right.
Even though there's a lot of money in them. And I know that money will be there for my kids 30 years from now. I mean, that money will be there 100 years from now.
So you put 100% of your investments in that, or either in yourself, your team, or real estate?
In my business, in myself, my business. Every surplus penny, twice a year I go broke. Twice a year I'm like, put it all in.
Into real estate?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's gone.
And then you have to regenerate.
And I got to go back and but literally I'm like real estate guys. There's a saying with real estate guys, don't ever go to dinner with them because they never have any cash on them. I'm broke right now.
Really?
We're going all in right now. So
You're buying a big unit or big units, right?
I exhaust my reserves. And then we got to go back out and say, okay, let's go again.
Really?
Let's go sell a book. Let's go get a millionaire booklet out there in the marketplace. Because there's nobody that I know in our space that will push as hard for a $9 product as I will.
I don't know anyone.
Right? Nobody.
I don't know anyone.
Nobody. I'll go from one.
Maybe Tim Sykes.
Yeah.
He pushes pretty hard. Do you know who
but
he is?
He won't drop down to like a $3 product, dude.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. But
I mean, you can come to one of my seminars, you'll see me at the back table freaking selling $2 stickers.
So why is that?
Because it's a flow, dude. It keeps the flow going. Okay, it's about money's about a what is this? It's a cycle, circulation. It's circulation. This has to happen for you to have money, and the bigger the circulation, I was in Australia. I was on this dive. It was a 9-day dive, liveaboard. We didn't see land for 8 days.
Wow,
dude, I saw so much activity underneath, right, at 80 feet, at 100 feet. Like there was economies without any money, tremendous economies where they're trading food, right? I mean, there's all this activity, giant tunas. I mean, a grouper bigger than this wall right here, where there's this food, right? There's just this cycle of food and ecosystem, and that's what the economy is. The economy is basically an ecosystem of people that either have confidence or don't have confidence. Screaming and yelling. That's why I like New York. I love New York because you could feel that energy. I like a circus because, you got the guy hawking. Ed McMahon. You remember Ed McMahon? Uh-huh. Okay, Johnny Carson. He was the opener for Johnny Carson. A lot of you might. How old are you?
34.
Yeah, so you probably don't even know who Ed McMahon was. Ed McMahon, he was the opener for Johnny Carson. Johnny Carson preceded Jay Leno.
Yeah.
And the other dude.
The Late Show or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly. He was the ultimate. Yeah. Well, Ed McMahon was his opener.
The guy who hyped him up.
Yeah.
To the crowd.
Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Right? And that went on for 30 years, dude. I grew up with that in my household, right? So, black and white. And Ed McMahon, his first job was a barker in a circus. Where he'd be like, right over here. You see him in the Home Depots, right? To the Vitamix machine. Ladies and gentlemen, come on over, okay? Have something to, right? They're pitchmen. They're dragging audiences, which is such a powerful thing. Mm-hmm. And so many people today are unwilling to do that. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. Look at the actors and actresses in this town that wait for the audition. Wait for the phone to ring rather than show up cold to an audition and say, I know, I'm not on the list. They have to see me. Mm-hmm. Dude, that takes balls.
Balls.
Big time. Okay.
Wow. So you're selling $2 stickers and $200,000 programs and anything in between. It doesn't matter to you.
And in November we raised $15 million for the real estate. So
for a fund you're doing, right?
Yeah. So who do you know that can go from $1 to $15 million in a freaking in literally like just that fast?
Wow.
But one thing is because I'm an ethical person. Like I think people need that sticker. I think people need that book. I think people need to invest with me because I'm not going to rip them off. I am in control of that property. Somebody has to be in control. Mm-hmm. So to the degree that you are a person, I believe, is ethically like clean hands, is to the degree that they can pitch full on.
So you can sell
hardcore,
as hard as you want, as much as you want.
And if you can't, there's something either in your present or in your past that you're still uncomfortable with. Something.
Yeah. Do you feel like you're too pitchy ever? Do you feel like, maybe I was too aggressive?
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Maybe I've
heard that before from people that didn't buy from me. Only from people that didn't buy from me. The people that buy from me never complain about me being too pushy.
What do you think about the people that never buy from you but are following you and commenting? And
I just either hadn't pitched it right, hadn't found the right time to pitch him, or they haven't seen the right product yet.
Right.
So
the biggest.
Or maybe they're never going to buy from me. I mean, it's all good.
Every time I'm in a deal, I'm worried that I can't get it. I'm not good enough to get it.
Really?
Oh, totally.
You still doubt yourself in a big deal?
100%.
What goes through your mind?
We're getting ready to do this conference, the big event in Vegas. Every night and every morning, I wake up and I go to sleep with this anxiety about what's the opening.
What's your opening?
What's my opening?
What are you going to say?
What do I do? What do I do?
How do I make it bigger than last year?
Not so much bigger, but how do I make sure the audience that's there? Because I'm really not thinking about bigger. I'm not thinking about how to do it bigger. I'm thinking about how do I make sure every single person in the audience in the first 3 minutes knows, like, I'm in the right place. And I need to do that in the first 60 seconds.
That's it, man. Do you have an idea what you're going to say?
They've already paid. They're already there. But I have this insecurity, this thing about, like, I need the audience to feel good about it.
Not have buyer's remorse.
Like, in the first 3 minutes, say, I know I'm in the right place. Because I've seen, particularly in the self-improvement space, so many rip-offs, so many come-on, sleazy events. And so it's really, really important for me that people, particularly for those people who have made a mistake, gone to a deal and like, I didn't like that.
Yeah, and they leave after the first session or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I made a mistake coming here. This was dumb. I need to, in that first 5 minutes, like, oh man, I made a good decision.
Yeah,
coming here.
What do you think it's going to take from you to make that happen? Is it something you say, or is it more how you who you are being?
No, I don't think it's something I say. I think it's something that you couldn't get in any other place. Like something where the guy went, the audience knows without me saying anything, hey, he went the extra mile. We accomplished that last year.
Yeah.
Or this
35,000 people. Didn't you fly over like a drop in, parachute in or something crazy? Yeah.
I don't think that's what did it, but I know that there was, Sherry asked me when I was doing it, and Elena asked me too. She's like, what's success on this deal? And I'm like, people walk in, they look around and say, okay, I'm gonna do my life different. And nothing's happened.
It's just the context that you've set, just the energy, the stage.
Totally. Because we spare no expense at these deals.
Yeah, you spend a lot.
So like everything is done right. You know, like it's more of a. I remember going to. I'm very much an entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, and even more so a producer. Like I am behind the scenes. I like to produce things. And so for effect, I want to create an effect, right?
Right.
And maybe some of the hard shell stuff is me trying to create an effect, like, hey, don't run over me, because I was bullied quite a bit.
Right.
So, you know, I like, even in the videos that we shoot, I'm watching the video for production. I think maybe
that headline, chase this, tweak it.
Yeah. Look, you got it in the wrong place, man. Yeah. Well, we shot it like, so what? Take the end, put it in the front, and so I have this producer. Maybe I'm a frustrated producer.
Really? Where'd you get that from? You think?
Well, I mean, I know where I got it from, but. Anyway, too much for this show.
Okay. What do you think, we're going into a new year, new decade. What do you think was the biggest lesson from last year for you that you learned about yourself and something that you let go of? That you said, I'm no longer doing this thing. Maybe I did it for the last 5, 10 years, my whole life, and I'm stopping it, and I'm now going to be doing this new thing.
Yeah.
Did you have any of those?
Yeah, sure. So, you know, we're always trying to go to the next level, right? So, like in the real estate, I can't do deals that I was on the show talking to you about last time.
Really? They're too small.
Yeah, we were doing 30, 40, $50 million deals. So like, that
seems very small, right?
Not really.
I'm teasing.
My first real estate deal took $3,000.
Wow.
So
Louisiana?
Our last one in Texas, in Houston.
Texas.
The last one took $41 million.
Wow.
Cash. So we're not going to do little deals anymore.
A little deal is what? Under 30?
Yeah. They're just, But then I start thinking, why am I doing one at a time? Why don't I go do 10 deals all in one basket, you know. So that's one thing.
So do multiple deals at a time, do them bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one event a year, we probably won't continue to do.
The 10X Growth Con.
Yeah, so like we've added 50 this year.
You're crazy. You're crazy,
Stupid, right?
You're crazy, man.
50 cities. We've already done 7. We did 7 in January.
7 in January, so the month's not even over.
Yeah. So keep in mind, I have a big event in February. That's a profit event. That's a paid for event.
Yeah.
And I stacked 7 free events in front of it. And people were like, from a marketing standpoint, you're trying to sell this one event. You know how hard that is.
It's really hard
to
sell tickets. You get people to show up. And
like it's so hard.
Really hard.
I mean, the hardest. Russell Brunson said, I said, Russell, what do you fear? Events.
It's so hard to get people to show up. Even if they buy, half the time they don't show up.
It's crazy.
Spend $1,000 and they don't show up.
Crazy. It's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. So in addition to having this hard thing to fill out a stadium, a convention center, we added 7 more in front of it.
You're crazy.
That are free, bro. So
in different cities. So
I'm trying to sell
travel.
this one. Yeah. My staff is stressed out of their mind. They're freaked out. They got too much work. And I'm like, add 7 more.
You're nuts.
So that's a new thing.
Right, so it's a new
How can you take crazy to another level?
Now, is there ever a time where it's too crazy and it's actually hurting you as opposed to helping the...
Yeah, there's times when I'm like, okay, that was
too much.
Too much. You stressed out everybody. I mean, it was too much. And we just take it off. I mean, I can always pull back, you know?
Yeah. Now, what have these events helped with, though? What have you learned from adding these 7 events and doing 50 this year? 80%
of the audience, we did 10,000 people in 4 cities.
Free event, yep.
Free event.
So you're paying the money, you're footing the bill, you're getting the hotels, you're doing the venues, you got your staff.
And these are nice hotels. These aren't these dives that they typically, you know, sparse convention center, just concrete floors. I mean, it's a nice space. What we learned was, number one, 80% of the audience has never met me.
Really? Well, how are they finding you? Ads?
No, they never met me. They never been in a live event with me.
Gotcha. They've watched you.
So I'm like, who's never, you know, the master show, hey, who's never seen Grant before? Whole room. I was like, oh my God. So the second thing was about 10 or 15% of the room had never heard of me before they came to this thing.
Someone brought them.
So that's 1,500 people that met me. And then there's all the people that registered that didn't come. I think our registration's about 22% show ratio on
22% who register show up.
Yeah, so 78%
don't show. They register, they're interested, but they don't come.
But they were interested in me.
Is that because it was free, you think? If they would have paid even $20, $50, do you think they would?
I don't know. No clue.
Yeah. Wow.
But if they had to pay, they wouldn't have registered.
Gotcha.
You know.
So you got that lead, you got that.
So we'll see what we can do with that, right?
So what have been the results?
And then the other thing that we learned, I'm sorry, but
you good?
The other thing was the amount of people that are interested in investing money with me is
crazy.
Ridiculous.
Wow.
Like we said, I'm partially there to educate people how to buy real estate and what not to buy. I'm trying to help them not make the first mistake. And I mean, the audience was like, dude, I just want to do it with you.
Right. Well, it's so much work to go and find the properties on your own, to deal with the taxes, the closing,
the mortgage broker, the appraisal,
everything.
The tenants.
Finding the tenants. It's just a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's what stresses me out about it.
Yeah.
I know it's a good investment.
It's not a lot of work for you.
It stresses me out about that approach.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, let me go find the right deal. Let me make sure this is... You got to get someone in there who's going to say, okay, the foundation is strong. It's not going to break in 2 years, or whatever. It's like, I don't deal with those headaches.
Yeah.
So I think you hear more horror.
You want to be in Poland.
I want to be relaxing and get my check every month.
Yeah.
That's what I do with you.
Yeah.
You mentioned you still get insecure. Do you think insecurity is actually a good thing?
Is it a good thing? No, I think...
You said, like, I still doubt myself. I'm still a little insecure, like, about before I do a big deal. About this event, like, what if you had
I would rather not have that.
What if you had zero insecurity? Do you think you'd actually be pushing as far as you're going?
No, I think I'd be doing bigger things.
Really?
You know, Ryan was telling me a story the other day about, you know, when he was a kid, his uncle grabbed him and said, hey, if you come live with me and work with me every weekend, you can have a car by the time you're 16. And I'm like, I wonder why is that the dream?
A car.
A car. I remember, because I had the same thing. I'm like, I want a car when I'm 15 years old. Why wasn't I thinking about a car dealership or building a car? Like, why do we think so small? Why is everybody got these similar, very similar? I'll bet you wanted a car.
Yeah.
I bet you weren't thinking about a car dealership or building it, but Elon's thinking about building a car.
But rocket ships.
Rocket ships, going to Mars. I'm like, why does he think so big? And I always thought so small. So I don't know what goes on in Elon's mind, but I would love to not have insecurities and little think. I don't know what the upset.
Little think, is that what you said?
Little think. Little think.
Little think.
Little man think.
Do you think your insecurities are just as strong as they were 10, 20 years ago, or is it less?
No, I think that they're the same. I think they're still there, like fully, you know.
They're just as strong now as when you're 20.
Yeah. The difference, I mean, I just have experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could do something. I know I have these stacked up wins.
Right. You got momentum. You can get through it. It's not going to hold you back.
And I know it's a lie. It's a liar. The insecurity is a liar. It's never been right. It's never been true. And so, you know, it's been the great thief of my life. You know, you can't do that. You know, I mean, dude, I got out of college and I had nightmares after I got out of college that I actually didn't graduate.
And
I know I graduated. I know I got the piece of paper. I know I got out. And I still today look back and say, did I really get out? Like, weird. Like, am I really successful? Like, sometimes I'll tell Elena, like, I don't even know how I've done all this. How did we pull off the 35,000 people?
It's crazy, man. What's your definition of success then?
I don't know. I mean, like you know, just it's not a thing, or it's not some kind of race or
result,
time or number. You know, it's like, hey, am I? I think for me, it's more, am I fulfilling my potential? You know,
will you ever fulfill your potential?
I don't know. I mean, probably not. Yeah. I'll just keep finding a new thing, right?
Yeah.
You know, I go to the gym. I mean, a year ago, I couldn't do a push-up. Now I can do 100.
Wow.
So will I be able to do 110 one day? You know, will I even want to? Probably, at some point, you're like, I don't want to do anymore.
Right.
So until then, I just keep, like, you know, playing the game, man. It's a fun game. And I get to, you know, the beautiful thing about pressing is that you don't know if you're going to win or not. And it's easy to quit playing. And that, because you don't lose. But if you keep playing the game, if I keep trying things, I get to keep experiencing the insecurity and the fear, that personal thing. It's got nothing to do with the checkbook or what you bought or how you live, but that experience of, like, can I figure this out?
Yeah. When were you most insecure last year?
Last year, when was I most insecure?
Was it before the big event? Was it before a big deal?
Definitely before the big event.
Jumping out of a plane. What if I don't let?
But even after, definitely. That was stupid. Wouldn't do that again. Definitely, I was insecure before the event, thinking the night before, you know, there's no way all these people aren't going to show up. This place is going to be half empty.
Oh.
Biggest fear I have.
That's got to be, if you're walking on a stage and seeing crickets.
Nobody's in the room. Or you start and everybody starts leaving.
Oh, you open, walking out?
People start walking out. Like, this is two biggest fears I have. So that was scary. All the way up to the night of the event, like, I was terrified. You know, fearful, like they're not going to show up. Then even once we did that, we have a room a third the size of last year. I have worried every day since the last event whether this one will work.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, man. I know how hard they are.
Yeah. It's hard to get people to show up.
And I just, even when we're sold out, well, I'll keep pushing.
You keep selling.
Yeah, because I don't trust the numbers. I don't trust that people will show up. That's the 10X rule, though. The 10X rule says, look, you don't stop when you get there. You keep pushing. And that way the place will be full.
Yeah. What do you think it'll take for you to get over insecurity moving forward?
I'm not trying to, man.
You're not trying to?
I'm not trying to.
I thought you said if you could get rid of it, you'd be able to do bigger deals.
Be unbelievable. But it's not a target I have.
Letting go of insecurity.
No, I think it's just a human condition. I think it's part of the game. I think it's part of being a human being any more than I want to get rid of my arms, you know, right. Or my legs, or my arms and my legs. My body is a limitation.
Yeah.
You know, so.
How do you manage it better then? Like for people that are saying, I want a 10X, but I always have insecurity and fear that I'm going to fail, or people are going to show up, and the deal's I'm going to go broke. How do you personally tell the conversation to yourself, to the insecurity and fear? Yeah,
it's not stop, it's come. You know, for me, fear, the things I'm scared of, I'm like, come on. You know, it's calling me. It says, hey, come play over here. It's an indicator. It's a good indicator, not a bad indicator.
Lean into it.
Lean into it. Come play with me, okay? So I either have fear because it's really dangerous and stupid. Or
like physically dangerous.
Yeah, like I'm going to get to the edge of this thing. I'm going to get on the other side of that thing. I'm probably going to be scared.
Yeah.
Now, why am I going to be scared, though? Like, because I don't know what it feels like to fall, you know, this many floors and hit.
Yeah.
Maybe it does. Maybe there's no big deal about it. Maybe dying's not even a big deal.
Right.
But I don't have the experience. I don't consciously have the experience.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I used to be like, I can't buy a $78,000 house. I was terrified the first house I bought. I don't know what I'm doing.
Because you didn't have the experience.
I don't have the experience, man.
Yeah.
This is the problem. And you're not going to have the experience if you don't move through the fear. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people do it once and then they don't do it again. You got to like, it's not going away.
Yeah.
It's just you're going to get used to the ski boots. Mm-hmm. You know, the first time you put them on, man, they're freaking banging your shins.
Hurt.
Like, I can't, man. But you just wear into them.
Yeah.
New pair of shoes, new friendship.
What do you think people struggle with the most in making money? Is it that
I think they're trying to find what they love. You know, everybody's going for what they love, the love thing. This is another misnomer in our society.
Because you made a lot of money doing something you didn't love.
Exactly. Everybody's like, find something you love, the money will. Tom told that to somebody yesterday at Starbucks. You know, Tom works with me, and some dude just got off the shift at Chevron, 12-hour shift, and then Tom, my guy Tom, you know, who helps us around the family, is giving this guy Chevron advice about, dude, don't take that job. Go do something you love. I'm like, you don't even know what you're talking about, Tom. Quit telling people shit. Okay, you got no business. You're security here, bro. Mm-hmm. Okay, don't give people advice like that. That's dumb. He's like, why is it dumb? I said, bro, you got like, you can't just do what you love. People have to do the other stuff, man. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have a military, man. There would be no Marines, no Navy, no Coast Guard, no policemen, no firemen if all you did was what you loved, right? Somebody's got to do the dirty stuff, man. Somebody's got to do the hard stuff. So I think, you know, and this is where I'm trying to be more Lewis House, graceful. You know, I think, you know, that people should follow freedom, man. You know, that freedom. And in that freedom, in that chapter on freedom would be, you ain't getting freedom without money. It's just not going to happen. And so, you know,
do the thing that can make you the most money,
and
if you can do it, and if you love it as well, then it's a bonus.
You know, at least you'll have some options with the stuff you love. Okay, Van Gogh loved art. He never told anybody about it. Selfish, completely selfish. Okay, so many artists go down like this. Mm-hmm. I'm an artist. I'm not a salesman, dude. You died and sold one piece of art. Mm-hmm. Okay, what a damn shame. Okay, how can you produce such unbelievable works and never tell anybody about it? Because you're so freaking self-centered and selfish, okay, and so introverted into self that you're not willing to go out and say, look at this, right? Oh, I don't want to brag. Again, you're talking about yourself. The guy's selfish. All these people say, well, I'm an introvert. You're selfish, man. Let's call it what it is. Because when you're talking about your introversion, you're assuming no one else is. You're saying that it's not easy for anybody, like it's not easy for you, but everybody else it is. Everything is about yourself right now when you're saying that. I don't like sales. Selfish. I don't like talking to people. Selfish. I don't like public speaking. You're talking about yourself again, dude. I don't need money. You're selfish, dude. Okay? Your church, your community, the kids, people need money. Okay? Well, that's not who I am. You're talking about yourself again. See, and like I could quit working right now. I don't need to do this today. Financially, I'm done. I can't exhaust it. But it would be selfish of me to stop. Right? Elon Musk, he's an unselfish dude. That's what I know about him for sure. He's a genius and he's unselfish. Perfect combination.
He's trying to move the world forward.
Yeah.
With his gifts, his talents.
Yeah. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah. He's made a lot of money.
Yeah. Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban's on TV all the time. By the way, all these super, super successful dudes, they're completely doing what your parents said not to do. Getting a lot of attention. Right? Mm-hmm. I mean, why is Mark Cuban on TV 3 or 4 or 5 times a week?
Right.
Okay. And then we'll take every interview they give him.
Yeah.
Because he knows attention equals freedom. Attention equals I can start moving the bar here on the way people do things. Not just money, right? But power and influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get bored if you just stop today anyways.
Yeah, dude. I
get a lot of trouble. You said she won't let you stop, right?
She won't. She keeps pushing on me.
Yeah.
Because she knows if I know. That was a good piece that came out in the thing the other night. But it was Elena pushes me. Elena's the one. She's the one that wants me to be a billionaire. I don't really think about it that much.
Really?
I think it's kind of stupid. but because what are you going to do with it? You know.
Right.
She's the one that says, no, you need to do it. Really, why? I mean, it's a number. It's ridiculous. You can't spend that much money, right? And she's like, no, you need to do it because you can. 1, you're close. 2, you can. And 3, you need a goal so big, right? That you're chasing that you're so interested in that you're excited and you're living and you're youthful and you got a lot of, and by the way, you're not consuming meat. You don't turn into a carnivore because you're bored. Mm-hmm. And she's right, because every time in my life when I'm bored, I become destructive.
You get nasty, negative.
I get nasty, dude. I get nasty. Because I'm not being productive, man. I think work is a gift. Is the gift that doesn't look like a gift from God. You know, that people all talk about. They don't want to work. They hate work. They hate their job. Dude, I love my jobs. You know, I love jobs. I love having a place to work. Mm-hmm. I've been out of work. You know, I'll take any job. I'd rather any job than no job. I'd go flip hamburgers. Mm-hmm. I like doing dirty jobs. Micro. I love Micro. Mm-hmm. You know, because he'll do the dirty job. Yeah. And I trust people that will do dirty jobs. And I don't trust people that's like, oh, J-O-B, just over broke. Dude, you're broke now. If you even know that freaking term, you're broke now.
Right.
Okay?
Wow. What's the thing that you think about the most that most people don't know about?
Probably dying. You know?
What do you think about?
Dude, running out of time. I'm not worried about dying. I'm worried about just running out of time. Like, damn,
running out of time to do what?
For anybody to know me, you know, to have made a difference. Like, my dad died when he was 52. So he had just, what he thought was just made it. He just made it. You know, him and my mom were like celebrating. Oh, we made it. He bought the house he wanted. And 18 months later, he was dead. You know? So, and then I watched my older brother. He was 25, I guess. I was 20. He was 25. He died when he was 25. And I'm like, dude, man, this thing's short. This runway's short.
Your older brother died at 25.
He was. I'm talking to him Sunday night, getting advice from him. I'm 20. I was in Lake Charles, Louisiana. He was in Grand Junction, Colorado, on a Sunday night. I said, man, you think I should do it, man? You think I should do it? He's like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. He was dead the next morning. So I just, like, my whole life, I'm 59. Dude, I've been thinking I was going to die since I was like 18. Like, okay, I got a couple more years.
Wow.
So you'll see me like, I still have this. I'm in a hurry to get someplace. You know,
urgency. I think life is now.
Push. Huh?
Life is now. It's not 10 years from now.
That's right. That's right.
Now is the time to make a decision. Yeah. Now is the time to push. Now is the time to be more aggressive and go for what you want. Yeah. And get freedom.
Yeah. Yeah. And 10 years from now, the results of what you get 10 years from now is going to be what you did right now.
Yeah.
So like in my office, everything is now, you know. Hey, did you send that deal in? No, I'm going to get to it. No, you ain't going to get to it, dude. We're going to do it right now.
Right.
Let's do it right now.
Yeah.
And I think I shared something with your group the other night about anytime the people that work with me are overwhelmed, we add something.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it proves to everybody, dude.
You're not overwhelmed.
Come on, you're in drama, dude. You're being like a little girl right now.
Right.
Okay. Ladies, please don't take offense to that. I love little girls. Okay. I have 2 of them, and they're like princesses. But I teach my little girls, don't act like a little girl. Sometimes you got to throw her down, dude.
Mm-hmm. Wow. And I love how you do every single day. Everything is measured and everything is tracked and everything is talked about publicly with your team. I think you said you have 50 or 60 people on the team.
Yeah.
So at 9:05 every single morning, the whole team is there. What if someone's late? Is that okay, or is it? No. So everyone's there. 9:05.
Yeah, I think that happens twice. Second time you're dead.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So everyone's there, and then you list out a number of stats, right? And what are some of the things you guys list out?
Everything that would be validation of success. You know. So like your wall here, right? All the people that came in here, you know, that's a validation. That's a reminder. Hey, this is working. We don't talk about anything negative in the meeting. 0. No administrative. Turn in your. Somebody mentioned the insurance or the carrier or something like that. We don't do that in this meeting. Okay, this meeting is
results
about
meeting.
All the battles we won. Okay, if 17 people died, that will not be reported in this meeting. This is going to be all the hills that we took, right? So it's going to be YouTube views. It's going to be Instagram followers, all the way down to calls, contacts, call time. Like we hit every front. We'll knock on a door. We'll call cold. We'll use technology.
Mm-hmm. Everything. You say sales numbers from the previous day as well.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah. And I loved how you said that you're constantly looking to execute people. Is that right? I think I said it how you said it.
Totally. That's
so if it's not going up,
they call me General Grant.
General Grant. If sales are not going up or numbers are not going up, then you're looking for.
We look for somebody that we. I'm sorry to interrupt you. But
you're good.
No, we look for somebody to execute. So we do not tolerate a flat number. So if I go to a company, I'm like, "How you guys doing?" You know, "Oh man, we're on track to do what we did last quarter." You're dying, dude. You understand you're dying, right? You know that you can't keep a flat line. A flat line, gravity will pull a flat line down. So all flat lines are death, basically.
Wow.
You know that's flat line. He's flatlining. You know, so flat lines for me, like I'm dying. And I've been there, by the way. I had a couple companies actually. I let flatline for a while, and then I paid the price of that. So I'm like, I'll never let that happen.
I think it's also like a psychological thing. You just get less inspired. You're less motivated. You're not seeing growth.
Totally, dude. You know, and this is happened in newspapers. It's happened in TV. Happened to Macy's. And nobody wants to pay attention to it. You know, it happened to Blockbuster. They just kept saying for years, "No, it's coming back. We're coming back." No, you're not, dude. It's over. Okay. So flat lines are also for households in America. By the way, economy defined is the management of a household by definition. And the reason I say this is because when I'm talking about graphs right now, I have this visual image of the graph of the median income in America, and it's going just like this. It was flat for years. It was doing like this for back in the 50s and 60s. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it flattened out, and now it's doing this.
Really?
It's in this major emergency trend right here.
Wow.
And it's been like this for like 18 years now, just like doing just like this. You can't reverse this trend, by the way. It's too many people responsible for it.
Wow.
So people need to be, this is the middle class that everybody thinks is safe. Okay? If they told you the truth, they would say this is a poverty line today. Because that's what it will be tomorrow.
Wow.
So, and these are the people, 76% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. So they're not looking at this graph. They're like, I'm better off than the guy that's homeless because I got my 2 BMWs and I got my 2 kids going to 2 good schools in debt on both.
They're all in debt. Yeah.
Like up to here, right? Oh, but my house, it's almost paid for in 15 years. It's going to be paid for. Dude, those are 3 major scams in America. The house, puffed up the banks, right? The schools, the college debt, $1.3 trillion. Tremendous amount of Wall Street money sitting there. That's all pension fund money. But everybody's denying this graph right here because we're better off than people in Ethiopia. So that's why I look at graphs, right? Because numbers don't lie. People lie.
Yeah.
Numbers don't lie.
That is true. Biggest failure you've ever experienced and the biggest lesson you learned from it?
Biggest failure.
Personally, professionally.
Yeah.
Business.
Well, I mean, man, so many failures. Like, I wasted so many years, 9 years on drugs. That was a big failure.
The big lesson, though.
The lesson there is
don't be on drugs.
Any drug, dude.
Yeah.
Okay? Like I'm telling you, these drugs they're so dangerous. Because particularly if you have a lot of potential. Don't use drugs, man. Number two, another mistake was, and I was too conservative with money for too long. I listened to my rich uncle. He was a millionaire uncle. I listened to my millionaire uncle had too much of an influence for too long over my life. I should have been watching what the billionaires do. They don't operate like millionaires.
How do they operate differently?
They throw down. Totally different. Like the think is completely different. They don't worry about quarters. The millionaire's worried about quarters. He's a miser. They're misers. I know people worth $4 and $5 million. They're total misers. Total, like, degraded. They're as bad off as the freaking guy on the street corner. Won't give anybody anything, won't share anything, looks for every shortcut, every sale. Well, I know a guy that's a car dealer that he must own 25 car dealerships. He probably makes, I don't know, 400 or 500. He's got to be worth $1 billion.
Really?
He goes twice a year and gets one of his employees to get a new Macy's card so he can get an extra 15% off.
Really?
Freaking complete insanity. He's probably a billionaire on paper, but not a billionaire in his heart. Because the real players, the real guys, they'll go out and buy a jet. That's why I bought a jet. I'm like, okay, my millionaire uncle would never buy a jet. That's a bad investment. But the billionaires, they all own them. Why? Because they value time more than money. Right? They want to buy time.
Because it doesn't make sense financially for you.
No.
You're losing money on
totally. All jets go to zero. So when you buy a jet for $60 million, you know that jet's going to zero. One day it's going to be in some salvage, some joint somewhere being taken apart for parts. So all jets go to zero. So when you're buying it, it's going down to zero. It's not going to be worth more money.
But the things it brings you.
But dude, it buys you time. It buys you. A jet is not like a boat, by the way. A jet can get you to business. People go to boats. Jets go to people. And so I can just tell you, we bought that jet 2 years ago. I paid for it the first year.
From the deals you got,
it got me to new places. Yeah. And it got me a better quality of life because now my kids are with me, hanging out.
Peace of mind as well. Yeah.
So big failures. I did business with a guy when I was 45 years old that I shouldn't have done business with. That was a huge mistake. And big lesson I got from that though was, I know what's true. I know when I see the indicators on a dude, I don't need anybody to tell me he's all right or not all right. I know what I know.
Trust the intuition.
Yeah.
Trust your discernment.
And what I see, not just the feeling, but like people do certain things. Bad guys do and bad women, they can't hide it. They do certain things.
Yeah.
If you just pay attention. Everybody that's ever been in a bad relationship with somebody that left them with a worse situation, there was some clue along the way that you just denied. Later, you're like, damn, I knew it, man.
Exactly.
I knew she had something. I knew he had something. And now they gave it to me. Like that old saying, whatever happens in Vegas, stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Chlamydia will go with you everywhere.
It's true.
Right.
Images will go online of what happened.
Exactly.
Social media.
How about mental images?
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Biggest
thing that's holding you back right now that's holding you back from reaching the next level?
Man, I don't know. Courage, probably, You
don't think you have enough courage?
I think I could use a dash more.
Really? What would you say is the biggest thing that holds him back from reaching to what his potential is in the next, year or right now? Nothing's holding him back?
That's my wife. She believes in me.
Wow.
Why
do you say courage?
Well, because rather than bragging about the, $90 million deal I'm going to do, I could go figure out how to do $900 million at one time. but instead I'm going to take the easy. I'm going to take the layup.
Why are you taking the layup and not getting the slam dunk?
Because, man, dude, that's a big deal. 90 million's a big deal.
Heck yeah.
Right? I'm like, damn, that's
huge.
a big deal, dude. But if I was going to if I look back over my career, right, that's what I've been doing the whole time. I've been making the layups, even though they look like, oh, goddamn, that's huge, right? But what are we comparing? We're just doing the middle class comparison thing. Elon Musk is going to Mars, man.
Yeah.
So, and they're like, there's no life there. We'll create it. We'll put 2 fusion bombs above it, and we'll freaking explode them, and maybe something will happen. I'm like, damn, that's big, man. See,
crazy.
and that's why, man, that's the people you want to learn from.
Yeah.
Not just anybody and everybody online. People should be inspired by just 2 or 3 or 4 people like that the think is so enormous, right? So anyway, rather than doing the $90 million deal, I should hey, why don't I just go do 10 of those at one time? 900. The 10X thing, it doesn't really, there is no end to the 10X
No,
thing.
because once you're there, then it's another 10X.
Well, 10 is, and the X is a multiplier.
Yeah.
So most people miss that in the book. They're like, oh, it's 10X. You got to 10X everything. I'm like, dude, the X is a multiplication symbol. It's 10 times, right? And it doesn't end. It just keeps timing. So, that song, I think Jay-Z does. He's like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 5 million. No, 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 20 million. I'm so good at math because he's jumping. He's looking for leaps. And so I would go do a $900 million deal. That would be awesome.
What's it going to take for you to go do that now?
Courage and a heavy pitch. I mean, I need a whipping cream pitch.
I feel like you got it. I think you got both those, don't you?
I need a whipping cream pitch, dude. Heavy whipping cream. And oh, you just got that. And I need some dough, dude.
Oh, you need money to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I need 225 million.
So who's got your money?
That's right. That's the battle cry.
Who's got the
money?
money?
See, this is good, dude. You got me all jacked up, man. I'm gonna make you a piece of this deal.
Who's got
this
the 100
happened
million?
right here in the house of greatness.
Who's got the 100 million that you can go get?
Yeah, I can get the
right
225. The 225 is not the problem. It's like, can I go pitch?
Who do you need to pitch to?
I need to pitch to a group.
Which group?
I need to find somebody that needs me on the ground.
Who needs
Chinese, Japanese.
There's no one here locally.
This deal could be. I need to go think that way. See now, damn, dude, the school of greatness.
That's why people come here.
Huh?
That's why people come here.
It's big, dude. Because see, now here's the problem with me. Once I bite the apple, I don't let go of it. I can't. I'll never be able to get off this 900 now.
Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
If I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I feel like you're playing small.
Yeah.
I feel like you've been playing, you play big to the so many people that watch you.
Yeah.
But knowing you and being around your energy and seeing how you do events, I'm just like, damn, Grant is just throwing it down and it's so easy for him. They look big, but it's not that big for you.
You're right, dude.
It's so small,
dude,
compared to what I know you're capable of,
dude.
And I see like the confidence that you have in the way you pitch.
Why are you talking dirty to me?
The confidence you have in the way you pitch.
Elaine, I'm about to cheat on you right now.
I'm serious though.
She'd be like, let's roll.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
The confidence I have when I watch your videos of you just on the phone with someone selling, whether it's a $500 package to $500,000 package.
Yeah.
You just have so much. There's just nothing that holds you back, and so I don't understand. It's just a couple extra zeros.
Nobody even knows
it's the same deal.
It's the same deal
between a $2 sticker and a $2 million deal. It's the same deal. And you got the courage and the energy to make it happen already. So I don't know what the hell you're waiting for.
That's wrong. Dude.
Who's got your money? Go give them a call right now.
Dude, there's so much money on this planet.
So much.
It's unbelievable.
I want to commit. Here's what I want.
See, but look, when we start having these conversations, this is like I'm at a campfire.
Here's the thing.
I feel like I need a marshmallow right now. we're toasting the marshmallows, and you're my camp teacher, right? This is getting weird, right? Okay. Hey, what are you doing in my camping bag? That's weird. Okay. So I'm in here, I'm roasting my marshmallows, and you're like, hey man, dude, and I'm like, dude, and the stars are out there, and it's dark, and it's nice, no mosquitoes though.
Oh, I hate mosquitoes.
Oh, I fucking hate them, man. We went to St. Bart's, man. There were so many mosquitoes.
I can't go. Mosquitoes love me. I can't do it.
Do they do?
I can't
then
go
you have
anywhere.
to come.
No.
Because if they love you, they'll stay off of me.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, so you see, you just changed my life.
Here's the thing I want to...
And this is the beautiful thing about being around people like you. Getting around the right people.
Yeah. I want a commitment from you of a date this year that you're going to land a $900 million deal.
Man, I can't do that this year, dude. I mean,
Why not?
Why? We don't need to put a date on it, okay? I don't need to put a date on it, but I can say that.
I want to know by when.
Yeah.
Whether it's this
I could
year
probably pull this off.
or next year.
Yeah, I could pull this off. I could probably pull this off. Well, one, I guarantee I'll pull it off in my lifetime.
Yeah, but why not this year? Why does it have to be 3-5 more years?
I'm the one with the jet, bitch. I'll take time out of the equation. Trust me, man. I see the target. Once I see the target, okay, it's how fast can we get there now?
Yeah, so how fast?
So you inspired me, bro. I'm going to give you, I think we should give him like a small percentage of this deal, don't you?
I don't need anything. I want the satisfaction that you're going to create.
Why you say that?
Because I know.
I'm offering it to you.
Well, if you want to give it to me, I'll take it.
Shit, man. That'd be good, dude. That'd be good.
I'll take it.
That'd be good. You know how much mileage we could get out of that?
I'm in. Whatever you want to give me, I'll take it. But
I tell you what I'll do. I'll do the $900 million deal, and I'll do it within 36 months.
36.
Yeah. And I'll try to take time out of that. And when I do it, by the way, I'll come back here, okay? And I'll make it available on social media while we're doing the deal.
That'd be huge. I would love to see
I won't close the doors, okay? So now I also have to figure out how to get a group to let me actually make it visible, and they don't like that. Because you know how all these rich people, they go behind the curtain? You know, they get rich, and they're like, okay, now we're going dark.
Right. Maybe don't have to announce who they are or something, but yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to see you shrink that in half the time.
18 months? That's the number.
I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. I was
You're
thinking
playing
18
so
months.
safe.
We were thinking 18 months. You're just
playing. Do I have to get safe right now?
Do I have to?
I don't know. I don't know why you're waiting.
Yeah.
You got everything at your disposal right now.
Dude, I need money. I need $225. I need $225
There's a few guys who have that, right? That you can say, give me the money.
But then I need the property. I need $900 million worth of property. So that's 9,000 apartments. That's what that is. 9,000.
Doesn't seem like that many. How many you got right now?
I got 4,000. So I got to do
almost a little more than double.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, man. Seems like nothing.
Yeah, man. Get me on Ellen.
Let's go. She's not going to do it for you.
No.
You're going to do it for you.
She won't have me on the show either.
Exactly. I like this. Okay,
you're a fucking carnivore.
Let's go over a few more.
We don't have carnivores on the show. This is daytime TV, man.
Let's do a few more questions.
Okay. I love you, Lewis.
I love
Everybody
you
out there in podcast land, okay, you got to give Lewis some super props. Awesome dude, man. Awesome dude.
I appreciate it. Let's talk about balance.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's people listening right now who are thinking, like, Grant is crazy.
Yeah.
He's got everything he wants. He's got more money than I could ever dream of. This seems unrealistic.
Yeah, that was good, that conversation we just had, though.
Yeah, it was.
I feel like I was with my priest.
Yes. Does he have a balanced life? He's got two kids. Do his kids ever see him? Does his wife ever see him? Is it just about money all day long? Or is there anything else that's invaluable to his life?
Dude, I spend more time with my kids than 99% of the people I know. I spend more time with my wife than 99.9% of all the husbands out there. So you guys judging me from freaking 56 miles away, you know, you don't know what I do. You know, people be like, man, do you ever sleep? I sleep more than most human beings. Okay. You guys don't see all that because you see what I do when I'm awake. Right. So I'm the guy that's on Snapchat with my kids and getting hated on for that. Oh, why you got your 3-year-old? Because she's in my life. I mean, what, should I put her in a closet?
Right.
You know, oh man, you got your wife on there. Yeah, dude, I got my wife on there. You know what? I'm proud of my wife. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing my life. I'm not doing a Snapchat or a YouTube video or a real estate deal. I'm doing my life. So when you challenge me with the $900 million, the first thing I'm doing, like, I don't know if you saw my whole head just spinning off right here, dude. I was like, I'm just going through all the calculations, time, money, where's it going to happen? Who do I got to pitch? I mean, I'm glad I came here. I don't know if anybody else will get anything out of this. I guarantee you I'm going to make more money than there's going to be views.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm inspired. So, yeah, I got plenty of balance. You know, I'm just not in search of it.
Right.
Because I'm doing my life.
Yeah,
I'm doing my life.
It's all together.
Yeah.
And you're
I take whatever, you know, whatever's on the table is what I take. So I just take whatever's there.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean by that is I'm not trying to spin plates. I'm not trying to manage an activity. Time management is another management activity. It is completely ridiculous that people without time would try to manage it. Like, dude, you can't even manage what you have now. Why would you end up with another task?
Right.
Now, now I got to manage my time, okay? So, I know Tim Ferriss, the 4-hour work week. I don't know why. Every time I say time management, I think about Tim Ferriss. I'm like, dude, that's just dumb. Ain't nobody ever done a 4-hour work week. I'd kill myself. Might be the cause of depression. Like, stay busy. Mm-hmm. Stay busy. You won't put a gun in your mouth.
Yeah.
There's
no purpose.
Run from one thing to the next thing as fast as you can. And everybody's like, oh, man, but what about life balance? You're selfish. See, we're back to talking to you about yourself again, rather than sometimes I don't want to do the kids, this will get me a bad father check mark. Mm-hmm. Dude, I tell Elaine all the time, I'm like, but you ain't got to be with them all the time, okay? They're 5 and 7. Nobody likes a kid that long, okay? Come on. Nobody would like a 5-year-old kid that long.
24/7, yeah.
Huh?
24/7, yeah.
It's not good TV, but it's true, right?
Yeah.
So I have a life where I get to spend the time with them I want to spend with them, where I'm the good father, and then I'm done. Okay? I know this sounds terrible, but that's what I want. And by the way, they're going to be done with me before I'm done with them anyway.
Right.
It's not like they want 2 hours of Papa.
Right. They're off to their video game or
exactly.
watching a movie or playing with their friends.
Exactly. So, but I do want good time with them. Mm-hmm. So what I do is I create situations where I get to go spend good quality time with them. Mm-hmm. Buying the jet was one thing. That was a completely unselfish thing to do. So my kids could be on that plane with me, running up and down the aisles like little fucking maniacs, swinging between the seats and doing their deal. And they don't have to put seatbelts on, and nobody's telling them to sit down, and the food's good. And they get to get on the microphone with the captain. Welcome to 10X Airlines, where everyone gets to do whatever they want. My kids do this interview. We should get them a copy of that to play in the show. Candy for everyone, right? So my kids get to do that, dude, and my kids are not spoiled, by the way, okay? They exchange with us in big ways. But that's what I mean about create the life you want, man, so you can have not balance, but life, right? I'm doing my life. I don't do jobs. I do my life. So coming here to be with you today adds quality to my life. I didn't come this to spread the Grant Cardone name. I spend time with Lewis Howes because it makes Grant's life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like it.
Come on, man.
What's a non-negotiable for you every single day you must do?
Yeah.
That you feel like you have, no matter what, whether it's prayer or being with your
5 days of workouts, man. I'm feeling kind of shredded, right? Shredded executive.
You do look lean, man.
Huh?
You look really lean.
No, thank you, man. I'm working on it.
And how old are you? You're almost 60, is that right?
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
Crazy, dude. It's
and
crazy.
Youthful.
It's crazy. Let's see. Non-negotiables.
Something you got to do every single day.
Yeah, I don't really think like that, but I do like the question. I don't really think like that.
Like, is working out something you feel like you
must
must do?
Yeah, I'd like to, but I can give up on it without, it is right now. For the next 3 or 4 weeks, I will work out every day. A non-negotiable.
It's like you got to kiss your wife. You got to tuck your kids into bed. I don't know.
No. I don't think like that. I think I know what you're getting me. Dude, I push myself so hard. I don't have a list of non-negotiable. I just when people talk about beast, I mean, if anybody ever wants to give me a compliment, call me a beast, because that is the thing that I most relate to. This beast-like, not a hustle, not a grind, but beast mode. I am machine-like. I think Terminator. I'm like, dude, I like the Terminator. I am machine-like.
Yeah.
I am very machine-like.
Yeah.
I think about this, Yeah, I have tremendous work ethic. Mm-hmm. Gary Vaynerchuk tried to. He's like, I outwork you, Grant. I'm like, dude, people that outwork other people don't talk about it. Okay, I mean that's not work.
Right.
Yeah, you don't have bragging rights on who works the most. Okay, you either are in beast mode or you're not. And so there's no reason to I get the big title for. He works his ass off, by the way.
Yeah, he does.
And so do I. And everybody could do more. Everybody can work more, and it won't kill you.
You told me, I think at the time, that you were trying to do like 90 million or 100 million.
We were doing a deal, I think if I remember it right, I was doing a deal in Houston, Texas. It was $90 million or somewhere about that. and you're like, why so low or something.
And you were like, yeah, if we do $100 million this year in deals, like it's gonna be great. And I was like,
Yeah.
why not $900 million?
And that, dude, look, let me tell you, I left here. I mean, you gave me a great gift. So for all the people that hated that interview, or I said something that bothered you, I know Lewis didn't say anything that bothered you, but you know, that meeting I left with. I mean, the one thing I'll pat myself on the back for is like, I get one piece of data from anything. I'll get more out of one piece of data than anybody I know.
Yeah.
Just give me one piece. I'm not looking for the whole book. Like when I read a book, if I grab this book, when I open the book, you know, I'm like, okay, I make a decision every time I go read it. What can I find today in this? Not what do I agree with. I used to highlight everything, and I realized, dude, all I'm doing is highlight the shit I agree with. And now I go in and say, I'm looking for something I don't know that can improve my life. And so out of that interview, even the interviews I do, what can I get? Like coming over here, what I wonder what I'm going to get today. What am I going to get from Lewis today?
That's what I'm
greedy, dude.
Like, I know, and that's what I was thinking of last night. I was like, I'm going to get something out of Grant that's going to take him from the last interview, which was $100 million goal, to $900 million that year in 2017.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't you get $900 million this year in 2017?
We closed I think $400 million worth of deals last year.
It's amazing.
I have $300 million in the hopper right now.
It's amazing.
A guy just called me on the way over here. He's like, okay, you're at 88. There was 3 guys in the deal. 1 dropped out. Do you have any room? And it's a freaking brand new deal, unbelievable, beautiful. I think I'll be still, and it'll be a little painful for 6 months or so. But these are the deal size. The deal size, dude, changed so much because of that interview.
Because you were thinking like, yeah, if I can get $90 million this year or whatever it was.
I was thinking about like 3 $30 million deals.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's thinking, oh my God, that's so big. Because I remember when my first deal was $78,000. I did not know how to come up with
real estate.
Yeah. I didn't know how to come up with the down payment. I remember doing seminars when I was 29 years old, and I wouldn't rent a lavalier mic because it was $80.
You would just scream or get
I would talk to 300 people for 8 hours. There was no microphone. I didn't rent the handheld, and I didn't rent this one because it was $80, and I was scared of the $80. I didn't have any money, dude. So anytime I'm like, oh, I'll save $80. That'll be 2 days. That's $160. I'm going to do 50 of these this year. That's $9,000. And you can hear my voice today, like my twin brother's voice and my voice. Mine is definitely like jacked. Yeah, definitely. And I actually have some physical problems because I was having to freaking use too much effort.
Wow.
Yeah. I was 29 years old, man. I wouldn't spend the money. I was terrified.
Yeah.
So
you spend the money now?
Oh yeah. I mean, now we spend. Now the stupidity is kind of like, okay, what was I thinking?
Yeah, invest in your health and longevity.
Yeah, I mean, like that's dumb. I don't have nobody's got an $80 problem. Right. They got $80 million problem.
Yeah.
That's how I approach everything now.
So you went from a couple year and a half ago, 2 years ago, thinking these deal sizes were so big at the time, but now
these are like enormous.
These were like, we do this every week type of thing.
Dude, like now I'm doing 3 deals that are $300 million.
Yeah, when it was 30 million, you were like, if we can get 30 million deals for all year, it would be huge.
Yeah.
And now it's 300 million.
Since I left here, let me see, how many months is that?
It's probably like
is that 20 months?
Something like that.
We raised $200 million using Facebook and Instagram.
Wow.
Without spending a penny on ads.
It's crazy.
$200 million from accredited and non-accredited. So everything changed after I left here. We didn't have the funds. I wasn't raising money. We started looking at how can we grow faster. I mean, literally, dude, I walked out of here just asking myself this question over and over. It's a good question if you can ask good questions, right? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, what could I do to grow faster? And I kept going home. What could I do to grow faster? Without wrecking a car, without damaging something, without taking risk unnecessarily. What can I do to grow faster and not violate my formula that's never let me down?
Yeah. And
then I'm like, oh wow, we could raise money. Me and Ryan were talking. We could raise money. My wife's involved in those conversations. We could raise money. We could raise money from accredited. First thing we did was create a fund for accredited investors that make $200,000 a year. And then I'm like, I need to do this for the other people, the little people, the Liz's and the Larry's and people that don't have $1 million yet. Because people were starting to hit me on social media and said, hey,
how do I get in? Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just help wealthy people. And they're right, because my family was not wealthy. And then one day I looked at, okay, my brother can invest it with me, but two of my sisters can't. None of my cousins can. None of my nephews can. None of my nieces can. My mother couldn't invest with me.
So I can't help any of my family members.
Like, what am I doing? This is a contradiction to who I am. So we spent the money to create a fund for everybody.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
And so you guys did that. What changed in your mind? Because you were doing big deals already. You know, in the last, you were making millions. You had a thriving business. You had tons of employees. Like, things were growing already in 2015 to 2017.
Yeah.
Speaking on stages with huge audiences. What switched in your mind to go from $30 million to $300 million deals? And what do you think is needed for someone making $30,000 to go to $100,000 or $100,000 to $1 million?
So,
what's the switch?
Like, the switch is, if you try to go from 30, I'll just talk about myself, right? Like, when I was trying to go from 30, and I remember when I was making 30 grand, when I tried to go from 30 to 100, I just ended up with all the same problems. You know, it's like, okay, I'm making 30, let's say I'm making pies. I'm making pies and I'm making 30 pies. It's the same thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Same restrictions, a physical universe. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough dough. I don't have enough ovens. So the guy's like, I'm gonna go from 30 to 100. Well, you can't do that in the space you're in.
So you need a bigger space.
But you don't have the money for a bigger space. So the trick is to create a plan around going from 30 to 300, not 100. Because the people are trying to edge into it. I'm gonna go from 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. But what they should do is put a plan to go from 30 to 300. Because immediately you'll be like, I can't do it in my kitchen anymore.
Right.
I need more ovens. I need more money. I need help. Immediately it unlocks you from this budget, this mentality that trapped me so long from worrying about $80 for a lavalier mic.
Right.
Literally, dude, like I was so terrified. I damaged my throat and my lower intestines, okay? Because I didn't understand, dude, $80 isn't your problem.
Yeah.
I was that scared all the time. Like, a lot of people see me as a super confident guy, but I've just been scared.
What are you scared of the most?
Dude, I'm scared. I was scared of, like, okay, I got something. Now I don't know what to do with it. I figured out how to get it. I didn't know what to do with it. I didn't know where it should go. So
what did you get? You mean you got the money you wanted?
I got the money, or I got some recognition, or I finally got a little audience, or I got one industry to know me.
And you didn't know what to do with it.
How do I keep it?
Yeah. How do you keep it?
I don't think you keep it. I think you need to multiply it.
Ooh. How do you multiply it?
You multiply it by taking the risk to go to other industries.
Yeah. Because you started in teaching sales
for
cars.
Well, everything. Before that, I started in stuff that I just lost at, right? Like, so, and again, I wasn't thinking big enough. When I was at McDonald's, and I got fired from McDonald's.
Flipping burgers or doing fries, or what were we doing?
Whatever they had me do. They had me do what, this is what we do, right? It's a factory. And I was 16 years old, and my dad had been dead 6 years, so, like, look, I'm uncertain. I'm 15, 16. I've just had sex for the first time. Dude. Right. Everything is so complicated.
Making $5 an hour, that's whatever it was.
No, it's probably like $280.
Wow.
Yeah, but that wasn't the problem. I was grateful for the $280, but I was awkward. I was not confident. I didn't know how to talk to people. I hated the job. But if somebody would say, dude, go learn this game so you can own 50 McDonald's restaurants. Like, if I would have had that idea, I'll bet you I would own a bunch of McDonald's franchises today. But I went there just for the 280. Yeah. Not for, hey, I want to do something. I truly think that the thing that I've suffered from the most in my life, as I look at Kobe and, all these pictures of these great people, dude, I just thought too small. I was worried about the $80. And I was worried about what the car dealers thought about me, that audience. And
when did you start to think bigger, and how did that make you feel when you started to see like a bigger vision for your life?
Well, I see these other guys. I see these other people doing things.
You see a model of someone doing.
Mike Tyson. I was with Mike the other day, right? Yeah. And when you watch the old tapes of Mike knocking somebody out, I don't care if you're like boxing or not. You watched like him in his prime at 19 years old.
Yeah, he was a machine.
People would be like, whoa. you know, or the one-arm catch, you know, the great catch. Like the greatness is always pulled at my freaking inside so hard, like literally I'll cry at somebody doing something great because I know it's like, dude, that's you. I can't catch a ball and I can't knock anybody out, but I know there's something in me that's destined to do something.
How do you know that something is in you?
Because I can hear it, dude. I can feel it. I see it, recognize it. It recognizes, it notices in other people, right? So how could I see that in, you know, Kobe, right, or Michael, or the singer that nobody knows about? This is not about celebrity, because I'm not a starstruck guy. Yeah. I am struck by moments. The comedian. Watching the comedian, his timing's just like perfect, dude. He's got the deal down. Like I get so moved. How could I recognize that if it's not in me? You know, the same thing for like criticism of other people. Like when I see something I don't like in somebody, I know immediately, dude, there's no way for me to see that in him. If I'm not, that's not in me. Yeah. The water on the table last night, like not being there. I'm like, how many times have I ignored somebody and not serviced them properly? Right. You know,
I think business, yeah.
Yeah, in business, or maybe somebody right now that I'm ignoring, I'm not paying enough attention to, or. So you know that's been the thing, dude. Just that fucking, I want to be great, man. Yeah. And you know, and I know there's people that are like, oh, that's because he doesn't love himself. You know, that's the go-to thing. Me and Tyson were talking about this.
You don't love yourself? Why?
Well, why do I need to be great? Oh. That's the go-to formula is, well, dude, you don't need to be great. You should just love yourself the way you are. You know, and this is what Tyson was saying yesterday. The ego, Grant, the ego. You know, the ego. I said, dude, the ego saved my life.
How so?
All this other stuff. Undoing, you know, trying not to be great, like hurt me a lot. Trying not to do big things was damaging to me.
How was it damaging?
Because dude, it put me in conflict.
You mean like playing small or
being yeah, man. How can you, you know, I showed up in that big truck, right? Mm-hmm. It's noisy, man. You could punch a button, it gets noisier, and that's what it was built for. It wasn't built to not be loud. Mm-hmm. And I don't think I was built to be loud or to be small. I was built, I don't think I was built to be quiet. Like they tell you when you're growing up, you know, be quiet, be seen, not heard, or be heard, whatever the deal is. You know, don't toot your own horn, and don't get too much attention, and don't promote yourself. But look, man, God was a show off, man.
Look what he created.
Just didn't stop either.
It's not quiet.
No. Yeah. Like, okay, rainbows, you know, suns, planets, like
waterfalls, everything.
Yeah, crazy, man. Like when we walk around nature and we look at all that, when I see this, whatever this is growing on your wall, that fungus
That's
stuff,
fake,
you know?
but yeah.
Dude, it looks
good. It looks real.
It looks real, dude. It's like, you got to get a shot of that. You know, I'm like, wow, man, that's living. Yeah. Right? At least in my imagination.
Yeah, of course.
So.
Why do you think people, you know, I think we love people that are grateful and have humility, but we also love to see people do great things.
Yeah.
Is there a balance that they should have? Like also be grateful and humble as opposed to kind of like the McGregor.
Dude, I love McGregor.
Yeah.
See, I like that.
That's your energy. You're on that frequency.
You know, who doesn't like it, dude? Look at how big the audience is.
Yeah.
You know, look at The Rock. He doesn't have little muscles.
Right. But he's got more humility, let's say, if you're comparing.
Oh, he knows how to play that game. Oh my God. I mean, there's nobody better than The Rock at that. Obama was unbelievable at that. Yeah. At staying connected. That's what I'm terrible at. I'm fucking awful at it. I am so bad at it.
Why?
I don't know why. I don't know why I am. I just know I'm bad at it.
It doesn't seem like it's affected your business success.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
You think so?
I'm sure it has, you know. I mean, it has to.
If
it slows people down from liking me, like if people, like my wife tells me, Elena tells me this all the time. Like, she's like, the reason women don't like you, Grant, is because, you know, you sound like you don't filter anything.
Right.
And you sound like she's like, she knows, like the favorite people in my life are women. My mother, I would have done anything for her. Mm-hmm. And she was my best friend.
Yeah.
And I depended on her. And later, I was with my mother when she died. Like, wow. I was the one she trusted more than, I hope my family doesn't see this, but my mother trusted me, did not trust me the most when I was growing up. And when she was dying, knew that no matter what, I would do something. I would be there for her. Wow. Like, and I would tell her the truth. Always tell her the truth. I'm the one that, when my mom, I got a call after Sabrina. We had just had our first kid right up the block here. And then my sister Diane calls and says, you need to get here now that Sabrina's born. And so I got on a plane, this is 9 years ago, flew to Lake Charles, and I walked in, my mom's in the hospital, and I'm like, have they told you what's going on? No, what do you mean, Grant? I said, has anybody told you what's happening now? And she's like, no. I said, well, what do you think's happening? And I was the first one that had the conversation and got her to say, well, I'm gonna die.
Right.
And I'm like, that's right. That's what's happening now.
Wow.
And it was the hardest conversation I ever had with anybody in my life. And it was like, okay, dude, you're gonna die. This is what's happening now. And my sisters didn't have the conversation with her. My brother didn't have the conversation with her. And I said, okay, that's what's happening. We got, I don't know, 12 hours, 18 hours, 20 hours. Huh?
That's it, huh?
Yeah, and I'm trying to take time out of this thing. I'm like, I don't want it dragging on. Because I know she doesn't want it to drag on. Yeah. She'd always told me, she's like, hey, look, when we get to this place, don't let this thing drag out. I wouldn't want it to drag out.
Right. Was she in pain, or was it?
No, not really, And I said, look, how do you want to die? Because you're going to die. That's what's happening. I know. God damn it, Grant, I know. I'm like, good, you know? She's like, I know. And then boom, she got it now. Now it's sunk in. Nobody was playing the denial game anymore. I'm fucking just like, this is my best friend, dude. And so I'm like, how do you want to die?
Wow.
What do you mean? So I said, you want to stay here? Fuck no. Because she was that kind of woman, right? She's like, I don't want to stay in this hospital. Good, where do you want to go? I want to be in my house. All right, good. Do you want me to get a car to pick you up? You want to drive home? You want me to drive you home? No, just get me in my car and drive me home.
Wow.
And then when we got to the house, I just walked her through all the pieces. Where do you want to be? Let me sit in the living room. Dude, it was fucking so hard.
Wow.
Like even today, right now, saying it.
Was her body just falling apart, or was her organs
the internal is just, it was cancer.
Yeah.
And so the organs are shutting down now. And
wow, man.
Within 10 hours, let me see, from the time I had the conversation with her, the next morning, got her in the Honda, drove her home, put her in the living room for, a couple hours, let her sit in her lazy boy. I said, okay, where do you want to finish this? And she's like, in my bed. Took her to the bedroom, and
wow.
Just about 11 o'clock that night, finally. And she said, about 30 minutes before she finished, she's like, I'm scared.
Wow.
And I said, well, what are you scared of? You got to hold it together, right? Because, and she says, I'm scared I can't die. She wasn't scared of dying. She was scared she couldn't. You got a Kleenex.
You got a tissue.
And
you got a bathroom right here.
And I said, dude, you can do this. You've done everything you needed to do. You did a great job.
Wow.
You don't owe anybody anything. Just rock on, man. And thank you.
Wow. She was afraid that she couldn't die, like she would drag on, or and just kind of be.
She wasn't scared of dying.
Yeah.
She was scared she couldn't.
Wow.
So.
You were there? Was your whole family there?
Oh yeah, dude. I was right there with her. Had my hand on her. No doctors in the room.
While she passed?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was my bud, man.
Wow.
She, yeah, goddamn.
What was,
I don't know.
What was the greatest lesson she taught you?
Oh, shit, man. She was just... shit. A lot of lessons, man. She was a very negative person. Like I have a lot of that. Like Ron Secco said. He says, "Yo, Grant, you're a positive person." I said, "Dude, I am not a positive person. Like, do not. No one should confuse me with a motivational person, because I'm not a positive person."
Why aren't you?
Because I understand that people die.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that life is hard and that there's evil. I know there's evil. I confront. Like, that's what people don't like about me, dude. Like, you know, who says, okay, you're gonna die? It's hard, man.
It's really hard to be that honest.
Dude, my dad died when I was 10. My older brother died when I was 20. So by the time I was 20, I'm like, oh, people die.
Wow.
Like, you start getting used to it. Like I know.
Not just your grandparent or something.
No, no. I know. There's people I know today that have never had a death in their family. They've never experienced it.
Yeah.
And then they're shocked when their dad dies. I'm like, what'd you think was going to happen? Or their dog dies. I'm like, guys, you got a dog. It's a Great Dane. It's got a life of 11 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully it dies before you do. You know, so my kids already know. Like my 7 and 9-year-old, they already confront the issue of me as a body not being around one day.
Yeah.
So my mom taught me a lot, man. She taught me, you know, tried to talk me out of most everything I ever did, because she was negative. She was a mother, and it's a mother.
She wanted to protect you. Make
a
sure
mother's
you're safe.
50% negative. Has to be.
Right.
You know, you're gonna get a cold. Put your shoes on. Don't go out in the rain. You know, so. But I had to learn how to. I had to learn how not to listen to that 50%. You know?
Wow. Was there anything that she taught you in the end, or any regrets from the, you know, what you had done or what you hadn't done, or a promise you made to yourself after she passed, where you're like, you know what, I haven't been doing what I really need to be doing here. Is there anything like that for you?
You know, not with her. You know, I mean, I told her when I was a kid, when I got clean from drugs, I said, one day I'm gonna buy you a Jaguar. I never bought it for her. She called me one day. She was a funny lady. She said, some football player had bought their mom a house.
Yeah.
And I was wealthy at the time. I was living in La Jolla down the south of here, and I'd done well, and I was still single. And she's like, so and so bought her mom a house. You know,
where's my car?
I'm like, he'll end up broke too. You ain't getting a house.
Right.
She didn't want a house. I mean, she didn't want any of that stuff.
Yeah. What did she want?
She didn't have a lot of dreams. You know, I don't think. She lived way below her potential.
Yeah.
And that's why I understand women. You know, my mom was she was a 50s housewife. Mm-hmm. And my mother lived for her children.
Yeah.
And so part of this, I think, is part of my hardness and the way I prioritize things. I know my mother made a mistake putting her kids first.
Wow.
That was a mistake for her.
Wow. What should she have done?
She should have put herself first. Not us first.
Why?
Because she was more worried about five little kids than her own dreams. And I just, when I watched my dad died, left her to run everything. He died suddenly, and she never dated again.
Wow. She
was 40. I guess she was 38. Never went on a date, dude.
Wow.
She had a stepfather, and she's like, or stepmother, and she's like, I'm not giving my kids a stepmother. Everything now was about the kids. And it's not enough for a human being, dude. You can't be happy just living for kids that are going to move out. You know, so.
What advice would you have to women about following their dreams?
Dude, all people, men and women, they should be more greedy about their personal dreams.
Well, what if they say, well, I've got these 5 kids and I've got this responsibility and...
Yeah, you do, but you also have a responsibility yourself. Like, if I can't take care of me, how can I take care of somebody else?
Yeah.
And this has always been my battle cry. Like, I have to take care of me, you know, and how can I help anyone? I'm fucking broken. I'm messed up, you know. I'm coming out of a treatment center for drug addiction. I didn't need to help anybody else. I needed to get on solid ground, you know, and I needed to make sure I wasn't going back to treatment. And then I needed to clean up the mess that I made. I needed to do this for me because, and that has been my contention now for many years. Like, just keep slowly taking care of your neighborhood until you're in another zip code.
Yeah. Wow. Is there anywhere in your life right now that is still broken or still a mess that you need to take care of first?
You know, I let them go. I'm like, okay. I was having this conversation with Jamie yesterday, and I said, "But dude, I don't do that because he's got this person." He's like, "Oh, she's got so much potential," and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't do that deal. I don't handle people with potential. I handle people that want to change."
Yeah.
So I would rather somebody that wants to say, "Hey, what do I do? I'll do it," than somebody's got a bunch of potential and won't do it.
Right.
What you tell them.
But your own personal life, do you feel like there's anything that's broken inside of you still that you need to work on every day?
Yeah.
Or do you feel like you've kind of...
I'm not working on the broken stuff of me, you know, but because I have thankfully, you know, I've repaired a lot of stuff, and I'm not dealing with. I mean, I got a lot of help along the way, so.
Yeah.
Some of all that broken stuff and the doubt and the not sureness, even though there's still me playing small, is all doubts, right? You know.
What do you doubt right now?
Well, I'm just saying, like since the last time I left, I'm like, okay, we were going to build $1 billion business. We're at $1 billion too now.
Now you're like, all right.
I'm going to 10 billion for sure.
Yeah, why aren't you at 10 billion?
Now I'm starting to question. God damn, maybe I just go to 20. Because now all of a sudden,
or 30.
Or 30 maybe, because now the game gets so big that I can truly make a difference. We're talking about hospital difference, countries, like you can make a difference. When you start hanging out with billions of dollars of control, you can make
difference. Poverty in a location.
You can make, and you can start influencing the people that have the resources to do the influencing.
So what's the mindset that's going to take you from 1.2 billion now to 10 billion by the end of this year, and then 30 billion by the end of next year?
Well, that's not physically. I can't move that fast, right? That would be. There does need to be
increments.
Yeah, there does.
Why?
Because
it's playing small to me.
No, it's because there has to be foundations, right? There has to be.
You can't just leapfrog that far without doing the work, without laying the groundwork.
Yeah, and I'm in a physical universe, right? I could do it if I didn't have a body.
Right.
But the other people's bodies, their thoughts, their ideas. I'm dealing with a lot of other people. They have times and they go home, at 6 o'clock.
Forever. Yeah.
Okay. I'm dealing with other institutions that go a lot slower because they're getting conservative now. They don't want to lose.
Yeah.
So time unfortunately is
from 1 to 10. What's the goal? 10 billion by the end of what?
I think what's real. Not what's real. Is I could be at 2 billion in 2020 for sure. I can open January 2020.
That just sounds small. That just sounds like you're already at 1.2. It just sounds tiny compared to what Grant Cardone is capable of.
No, but these are enormous, dude.
This sounds tiny though. It's just in the
$2 billion sounds tiny.
At this level for you, it does sound tiny.
I drove a Camry till I was 35 years old.
Yeah, but you're 61 and you've been leapfrogging for years now.
Yeah.
It seems like it just seems small.
Wow.
I mean, not small. It's huge for me, but where you're at.
I think we could be at 10 billion in 5 years, though.
When I think of Grant Cardone and I think of the empire
but you understand how much money you're talking about now? You're talking about Blackstone.
Just a number.
Blackstone has $12 billion of assets.
People have money. You just need to get people to open their wallet and say, here it is. You just need to find the people with the money.
I need a bigger team. I don't need to find that. They're already there.
You know the people that have money.
The whole world has money.
Okay, so you just need a bigger team.
So I need a bigger team.
How big of a team do you need?
My team probably needs to be, 100 plus.
What do you got, like 50 right now or 30?
Well, it depends on what, but if you're just talking about the real estate, right? But I got 13 other deals that I'm running. So
it just sounds small to me.
Thank you, man.
But you know what
Thank
I mean?
you so much.
It does.
Thank you.
You're Grant Cardone. You're not someone who says, "Oh, I think I could get to 10 billion by 2024." It's like,
yeah.
You know.
Well, maybe if I quit doing podcasts.
So you need a bigger team. So you need a higher fat. It takes time. It takes
like.
I love how he gets fidgety in the seat. He's like,
well, no, I'm like,
you're like,
it's like Mike Tyson. I was with Tyson, and he's like, well, so what do you want to do? In his voice, hey, what do you want to do, Grant? And I'm like, I want to meet 7 billion people. Yeah. And immediately, we should get you some of this tape. It's freaking fascinating. He's like, how many have you met so far? I'm like, not enough, man, but you're going to help me, Mike.
Right.
Because he knows a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of people know him.
Yeah.
So, part of it is just getting the word out too. Like, nobody knows I exist.
Small amount of people is what you're saying. Yeah.
So tiny, dude.
Millions, not billions.
Yeah. Nobody knows me. Yeah. And even the people that know me they're not thinking about me right now.
So how do you become more known in the next year or 2 years?
Doing things like what I'm doing right now. Getting on your podcast, getting known, collaborating, working with other people like you have on this wall that are influencers and that wanna work together. At the new year, I want to do this, I want to do that, the resolution stuff. The big mistake that I make in my goal setting is the moment I set a goal, I want to move to how to do it. And when I do that, when I move to the how to, it stops me.
Really?
Yeah, immediately, because I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the time to do it. I don't live there. I'm too old. I'm too young. I don't have the connections. I don't know how to write a movie, make a movie, get a TV, whatever, right? I want a Netflix deal, okay? I don't know anybody at Netflix. Right. So you move into the mechanics, and the moment you move into the mechanics, you shatter the dream.
Mm. So how do you get out of the mechanics but make the dream come true?
How can I do it? You got to just ask yourself better questions. Who do I need to meet? So, but first you got to have the dream. You got to somebody's got to maintain the dream. Somebody's got to be like, the house looks like this, and then I got to go up there and hammer it.
Yeah.
So maybe Elena's position, by the way, is as valuable as mine. I'm the one that
does the mechanics.
That's pounded. Yeah. So I'm the one that gets angry.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing the work here. But the truth is, she's doing work too.
Without her work, you wouldn't be making it happen.
Dude, I wouldn't have a jet today.
Right.
I would be doing 8-hour events by myself if it wasn't for Elena. Because that's what I was doing before we got married. I was doing 8 hours.
And you just say, okay, I got a 10X and I got to do more of them.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it. I was 50 years old and I was freaking coming home exhausted. Like I was like, I hated my life. I hated my business. Wow. I hated speaking. I hated the travel. Like I was angry all the time. She's like, why don't you just do a 3-hour event? She's like, it was brilliant. She's like, when do you feel good? I said at 3 hours, at 11 o'clock or at 12 o'clock in the morning, I feel fine. She's like, why don't you end it right then? I'm like, if I end it right then, I'm gonna have to cut the price and they're not gonna want it. And she's like, why don't you just try it? Wow. I did a 3-hour event. This was 12 years ago. More people came. Mm. I didn't lower the price. And they were happier.
Wow.
And I came home and I was happy.
Yeah, and they probably wanted more from you.
Yeah. I mean, everything improved. Everything improved. Wow. Nobody wanted the 8-hour event. I thought, because of my insecurities, I got to give more. Yeah. I got to give more to justify the price.
How do you guys talk about your dreams? Like, do you speak about it every day? Is she saying big picture ideas every day? Like, keep going for this. This is what we want. Do you guys?
Yeah, we talk. We go over money once a week.
And what does that look like?
Just sitting down and say, hey, this is where we're at. This is what we achieved.
This is how much we brought in.
This is what I'm sitting on. You know, this is the play. This is the play. The money door opens up all the other conversations. Because if you got a bunch, then you're like, what are we going to do? We should celebrate.
Right.
And if you don't, where's that money going? It's going to these 3 deals. So she needs to know what I'm doing out in the world every day, what roof I'm hammering on, and what nail am I beating. I'm using that analogy because that was one of my first jobs. My uncle hired me to work on roofs, and I literally did not know how to use a hammer. I was so, like, mechanically, I am an idiot.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm like, what side of this hammer do I use? You know, like, because I was in the middle of the hammer, not at the end of it.
Right.
And the guy taught me how to hammer a nail.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you go all the way in. Once it's in, you hit it again. Like that's kind of how
hard.
I life today. Now, and then, by the way, you go double. You get another nail.
You make sure
to
it,
right.
Make it strong.
So you know. So when we're talking about that, the money, I need her to know where the play's going right now. The biggest problem is people don't listen, right? So our arguments come in when I'm like, I told you we're going to Oakland. God damn, how many times I got to tell you? You weren't listening to me. You were looking at your dumbass Instagram.
Yeah.
And those are when the arguments happen.
Yeah.
You know, because she was somewhere else for a second. And I thought she heard it.
Right. So you got to listen.
Yeah, and I got to make sure she's listening, because if she didn't hear me, really, it's my responsibility.
Right. You got to.
I was communicating.
Did you hear what I said? Yeah.
I was communicating to someone that wasn't
paying attention.
You can't communicate if they can't get it.
Right. Right. Now, I love this conversation. Once a week, you guys sit down.
Yeah.
Is it just like a quick 5-minute thing, quick 10-minute thing? Is it an hour scheduled?
Most of the time, it's quick.
It's like 2 minutes. Like you open up your
bing,
bank
bing,
account.
Bing, bing.
You look at this. Like here's where we're at. Here's what I'm planning to do this week.
Yeah.
We didn't do this yet. We're still going for it.
Yeah.
And how important do you think that is for every couple, married couple, to go over money once a week or once a month, or even a consistent thing?
Yeah. Well, if it's zero, the conversation is terrible. Look, we have no money right now. Like in 2008, that's what we were doing. This is when we started this practice.
Really?
Look, we have no money. Like you can't spend anything.
Can't go down Rodeo Drive and get your bags. And
there's none of that.
Wow.
Okay, I got it. Okay, like there's no cheating, there's no scamming. Like we don't have any money. We don't have any money coming in. I have less money coming in than I have going out. We're bleeding right now. So
how old were you?
How old was I?
How old were you at that time?
I was 40, 48, 49.
How did that make you feel to say we have no money at basically 50?
Dude, I was disgusted, like so disappointed with myself.
Wow.
That I had put my family in this situation.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that went to her, remember, and said, oh, your life's going to be unbelievable.
Right. I'm going to take care of this. You
I
don't
take
have to
care
worry
of
about
everything.
anything.
I'm the man. I'm
now
the baddest dude in the world.
And now you're not the man.
And now I'm like, shit, I've been cut in half.
Wow.
You know.
So you started.
And I couldn't turn it around. There was no in 2008. There was nothing. You couldn't do anything. There was nothing I could, put on a cape and go save something. Mm-hmm. There was nothing to do. So it's just now you got to pay the price.
What was the price?
Fear, uncertainty, insecurity. Are we going to go broke? I can't spend money. I can't even look at stuff. I can't spend money on ads. Mm-hmm. I have to do everything organic.
Wow.
It's hard work. I'm 50 years old. I should not be in this position.
Yeah, you should be thinking about retirement.
Dude, I should be thinking about kicking right now, And I got a baby on the way. So, yeah, everybody sees what I'm doing now, and they're like, oh my God, he's got it made. I hate his guts.
Right.
You don't know. Nobody knows what I go through every day.
Wow.
And even when you solve the 2008 problem, you end up today, now you're having to juggle more responsibility.
It's still a lot of pressure. Way more pressure now than then.
If you've been punched in the face before or cold cocked, then you're always like a little like, when's it coming again?
Yeah.
Am I in good shape so this doesn't happen again? And you never know. You never know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. I think the first time we connected was in 2010 over a Skype interview, I think. 2009, 2010, maybe 2011. but it's been almost a decade since I've known you. And that was right after you started like building up. You were hustling then because you were a year or two prior, you know, pretty much broke, I guess.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I really admire how how much you did. A decade of time when you were kind of down and out, I guess.
Yeah.
Of how you were able to pick yourself back up when most people would say, I'm 50, I'm getting older, like I got to slow down. You doubled down on your health, which I think is the most important. I don't think people recognize how powerful your health is because of the energy you have to take on the responsibility.
Yeah.
If you didn't work out every single day the way you do, you probably wouldn't be able to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. But if you didn't work out.
I know a year ago, the last time I was on this interview, I think I just started working out every day. And my body was hurting all the time. I was in pain constantly.
You didn't want to do it, you were struggling.
Dude, my ankles hurt, my knees hurt, my back hurt, like I had constant pain in my body.
Why'd you keep doing it?
Doing what?
Working out.
No, that I wasn't working out.
Before you started working out,
my body was
you were
weak.
in pain.
I wasn't using my body. I didn't use it, and it started to abandon me. Like I wasn't paying attention to it, you know. And it's like, okay, dude, you don't want to pay attention to me.
I'm gonna make you pay attention.
Maybe I don't pay attention to you, you know, or maybe I'll make you pay attention to me.
Yeah.
And then I went to a PT 3 days a week. That really didn't do anything. And I said, you know what? I need to take responsibility for this. If I want to fix something, that's the code of my life. Do you want to fix something? Take responsibility.
Yeah.
You take responsibility. Don't give it over to the physical therapist, the masseuse. I was trying the masseuse. The masseuse never helped me. I needed to put muscle on my bones. So I hired a guy named Anthony. He came. I said, you come to my place every day. Same time every day. Here's the money. Here, take the money. Here's the schedule. I'm never going to miss a day.
Wow.
And
he travels with you too, or no?
No. This was in the first year.
Got it.
And you know, it's been 14 months. I have almost zero pain in my body.
Training when you're home, you're training every day.
And now, 2 weeks ago, I went plant only.
Plant-based.
Plant-based.
How's that feel?
I dropped the meat, dude.
That's so. I want to do that. I did that for a week last week.
Yeah.
And I felt amazing. I had a lot of more gas just from all the plants, I think, but just cleaning it out.
That's really too much information for me.
But I've had way more energy.
Yeah.
And less inflammation and less pain. And
yeah, I had noticed. I have a little bit of inflammation in my hands, but that hadn't changed. But the plant-based thing, I watched the Game Changer show.
Yeah.
And when he said, "Dude, you're eating the middleman," like when I heard that, that was enough for me, right?
You're eating the middleman.
You're eating the middleman. Meaning the cow. The cow eats the grass.
Right. Go right to the source.
The source is the grass.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing eating the middleman? I ain't a middleman guy. I want to go directly to the source.
Where all the energy's at.
Yeah, I mean, that was the line in the show that did me.
Wow.
And I had been thinking about it too. I've eaten meat for 60 years.
Wow.
I grew up on bacon, 4 pieces of bacon every day.
So good.
Oh yeah, totally. The eggs. I have not eaten any meat in 12 days. And my energy is freaking this all day long.
Oh, wow.
3:30 in the afternoon for the last 25 years, I crash at 3:30. Hard crash. I mean, like, I'll see you guys. Call me later, okay? What you doing at 3:30? I got a meeting.
Yeah.
And that meeting was on that nap, dude. And when I hit it, I'm talking coma. Deep sleep. Better than sleep at night. Sometimes it would be 30 minutes. Sometimes it'd be an hour and a half. Like comatose. 12 days, I can't take a nap. I try to go take a nap. I cannot fall asleep. That's how good my energy is.
Do you think you're gonna stick with this? Do you think you'll have meat sometimes? Do you think?
I mean, I'm not a fanatic guy. So
you might have a little meat here and there or something.
I'm just gonna eat what makes me feel best.
Yeah.
So I don't care if it was meat, if it was pork, if it was bacon. But right now, as long as I can find the greens, and I haven't missed the meat.
Wow.
My digestion's better. You know, my energy's freaking great.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I'm about to try it with you. I might do a 30-day plant-based.
Yeah, just, you know, try one day. Try one day. You know, I just stack days, man, one day at a time.
Yeah.
But my energy, I didn't think my energy would get better because everybody's like, oh, your energy is going to be better if you do this and that. I'm like, dude, I don't have an energy problem. But when you don't have an energy problem and all of a sudden your energy goes up here and then stays stable all day long, and I'm less irritable. I think I'm less irritable.
You're a nicer guy now.
Huh?
You're nicer now.
A little bit.
Less reactive.
I don't know if I'm nicer. I'm less irritable.
Wow.
Ryan, is that true? Ryan's like, you ain't any less irritable.
This is amazing, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
but you see, there's another thing right there. Like people gotta keep working on themselves.
Yeah. Trying new things.
You gotta give something up. Like I'm always giving stuff up. My life changed when I gave stuff up. When I was 25 and I gave drugs up, I'm like, okay, I'm done. And then you give up your friends.
Right.
Because when you start changing, they're gonna go.
People don't like it.
They're gonna go, or you're gonna come back. Mm-hmm. And if you're not, I truly believe that if you're not changing your friends, you're not changing. Your friends should be, they should be like.
Every few years, a cycle.
Yeah.
Or they should be changing, growing with you.
They're not going to grow with you.
Really? Well, I hope
They'll grow later.
I hope I'm friends with you in 10 years.
Yeah, but well, we will be.
Yeah.
We will be, you know, but like I dated this girl, her friends were her childhood friends. Mm. She never changed.
Yeah, it's tough.
None of them changed. The whole group never changed. Like for me to change, I can't think if me and you are best friends that me and you are we're going to change at the same time. Mm-hmm. We have different reasons to change throughout life, right?
Right.
And Elena and I, we'll have different times when we want to change. My kids are going to change and they're going to leave. 100% are going to leave.
Right.
They're like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
And they're going to go from flying private back to flying commercial.
Until they coach.
Yeah, until they figure out how to fly private, right. if they even want to do that.
Yeah.
But I've always said, I've changed so many times. I've moved. I've been 5 or 6 different cities. That's been great for me. Every move has been better for me. Uh-huh. I've changed friends. I've had lifelong friends that I know them, but
you're not hanging out every day.
No, I moved on.
Yeah. What do you say to people that are like, well, I love my childhood friends. We have this loyalty. We have this experience together.
You'll always have that.
Yeah.
Add some of that.
Right.
There's other people that want to be your friends, you know.
Yeah.
In other parts of the world, other religions, other races, you know, have other stories.
Yeah. Meet new people.
Meet new people, man.
And if you want to learn how to make more money and master money in your life, then check out this video right here.
Skip a meal, but don't skip reading. Said read 30 minutes a day. I don't give a damn what it is. And today, I don't mean internet crap. I mean, read something, a biography, read something that's a strategy, read something that's going to change your life. And the second thing I tell people is feeding your mind's great, but you got to also strengthen your body.